So we probably don't want to wait too long, but we can give him a few more minutes just in case.
Yeah, he was the scribe last week, so.
Yeah, or else I might have to read from my notes. And I guess I could just read what he scribed out, but...
No, that's the week before's one that he posted.
Oh, did he not post? I didn't even look.
No, not yet.
Ivor... That's fine.
We went down into the tunnels after talking with Chiron a bit. We debated on checking on the vault or not. Decided to follow some footprints instead. Try and catch up to who made them. This is going based on memory. Ran into some vampires. Tried to be nice. They were all, no, we want to suck your blood. So we murdered them. And some of the vampires were as mere soldiers. Could have been snatched from the top. Could have been some people sit down and explore and got ate. We don't know, but Theo got all the bodies and put them in his bag of corpse holding. Pretty sure there's more bodies in there than anything else, other than bolts.
Yeah. Then we took a short rest and hid from some ghouls.
Yeah, probably Elodie's ghouls heard we were back, was like, oh, let's see where they're at. Sent her scouts out, we're just like, nope, hide.
Yeah, it was 10:30 p.m. You're pretty sure the ghouls saw you, but they didn't seem to engage.
I thought we had a really good stealth.
Yeah,
we did.
Otherwise they'd seen us.
Yeah, I didn't think they had seen us. I guess they did.
I seem to remember them seeing you, but maybe I'm misremembering. Either way, they did not engage you. They seemed like they were busy with something else.
What's the capital called? The Teruvian Empire?
It is Tyvanus. Yeah, Tyvanus.
Oh, it's south, well, east of us, mainly. Nifty, I thought it was north of us.
I thought it was north, too.
North of you is
Oh, we
Dezoric.
Well, we started, a little further south in Char, and then even a little further south of that in Highguard. So in that respect, I guess it's even east of there too, isn't there?
Alright, so would Deseric and Daybreak be like dwarven places, or is that up past the mountains?
I mean, Dezoric does a lot of trade with the Dwarven Empire, but it's still technically Teruvian. And yeah, Daybreak is the same. They do a lot of trade with both the Elven communities and the Dwarven Empire.
Are there any... Sorry.
I was going to say, I'm thinking that my aunt's manor house, her country house, which we have determined is the site of the second of my teleportation circles, is somewhere up in that, like, between Daybreak and Labao, that area.
Oh, nice. So we could get up there pretty quick from the capital if we do go to the capital.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing it's a little more west that we want to go, but it will at least take us north.
But that's still a lot of travel from the capital to that area that we would save.
Yeah.
And then travel on north. Lou, how many of the major Cheruvian cities, the ones that are, shown on the map, are they all pretty much mixed with the majority humans, halflings, dwarves that you said are the primary residents of the empire? Or are some of them more heavy of one race or another?
They are mostly mixed or heavily human.
Okay.
I mean, there aren't any, like, dwarven or halfling cities in the Empire. Most
Gotcha.
of the cities are heavy human. The elves do have their own, I don't want to say an empire, but, like, they have settlements in the northeastern forest.
Okay. Northeastern forest. Okay.
Yeah, around, like, the ruins of Teradok.
Okay.
Or Teradok. I forget how you pronounce it. And they do have places elsewhere in the world, but none huge that deal with the Teruvian Empire.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, I knew that the residents and citizens of Truvia were mixed, but and that there was those three that were the primary, and the humans were the most numerous, and all that. I just wasn't sure if there were certain cities that were like that did tilt towards one of the other races or something.
The hell is up with that tree?
We need to
Victor's
figure
tree
out,
is huge.
we need to figure out if there is a quest to be had around this axe rather than it just being from up. You know what I mean? Like, are there ruins? Is there something to be unraveled?
We do
Oh.
still have the dwarf ghosts to talk to, if they didn't dissipate.
That's true. We still have Butcher to talk to. Don't
No, we don't!
Oh, he's
Oh,
in
did
the.
He
disappeared.
dead.
No,
Yeah, I
No,
thought
I
Butcher
thought-
died.
I know he did die, but I thought
Donnie
Beldani still had his
smashed him
soul.
while Betha dragged Vatcher into the hole to his death.
Okay, yes,
I
I know
still have-
that. But Bell yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I still have Butcher in one of my soul trinkets.
He's been saving him so we can ask him one question.
Yeah, unfortunately, Butcher got charmed or dominated by Malik, and you had to kill him.
Yeah.
So-
I totally meant Beldani's soul trinket is what I was talking about.
Oh
Yeah, I have right now my soul trinkets have one from a Shadowkai in the keep that we first encountered when I was being freed from their imprisonment. One from Butcher, one from a Tanaruk, and one from a Blood Drinker vampire.
He likes diversity in his
Noted
soul
that.
trinkets.
You
Yeah.
never know when you could use some questioning.
Don't make undead! Let me just take these people's souls and make them into jewelry!
Beldani was the Shadowlord the whole time.
I don't keep them permanently. I just, you know.
Yeah, he doesn't like make their bodies like serve as an army and kill others and stuff like that. Well, I guess when you crush a soul trinket,
great
it does
idea.
do damage. I don't know. It's a
The
great idea.
mindset of, yeah, Elodie's controlling a whole bunch of, like, meat suits and stuff,
There's
and then
some-
points at Beldani, you're holding souls!
There's questionable morality for sure.
I'm just keeping them safe for the Raven Queen for the time being, and
It's a way station.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Just murdering them for the Raven Queen and keeping them safe till they can go to her.
Or purgatory.
I just love playing a completely pragmatic character who sees undead. If it's you're not trapping the soul, it's literally making use of something would normally just take up space.
Theo, I think you need to change to your portrait. You're displaying as a purple splat. There you go.
Yeah, it changes that every time I load in.
Alright, well, I should probably get started. And hopefully Ivor will join us in a bit.
He's on his way, he said. So I have a question. Did we determine, Lou, or group, if we felt like the tracks we were following belonged to these vampires?
You didn't think it was them, but a different group of creatures / vampires that were down here, as you're not sure who the original tracks were.
Oh yeah, because I was trying to match up the boot prints.
Yeah, so we didn't match the boot prints to the people we killed, so we think there's still another group down here that was within the past few hours.
Correct.
Yes. So I don't
Okay.
know if you want to keep following them or head to the vault. That is up to
No,
you.
we wanted to follow them. That was the consensus. I mean, Zelia wants to go to the vault, but
So
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, let me do a quick recap from my notes here. So the group spoke with Chiron about Elodie. Chiron seems a bit concerned about the power she's recently acquired, but notes she hasn't done anything bad yet. You kind of spoke to each other about looking into the sealed chamber, the vault down below. As you were going down there, you found the tracks and decided to kind of divert a bit to follow those. As mentioned, the group was waylaid by a strange, I don't want to say ravenous, but they definitely seemed kind of evil and predatory, and they were trying to hunt you, but you managed to kill them, and you did encounter those ghouls rushing through the cave, and I think that's where we ended. Oh, and Zalia's mind was blown by the illusionist. That's another thing I have noted here.
Blown by the illusionist?
Because you
I
kept
was getting very mad.
the fake caster,
Oh.
Yeah.
and the
But it
fire.
worked.
You thought the fire was killing him, but he never actually had any hit points. So
yeah.
everyone's mind was blown a bit by the illusionist, who was tricking everyone.
We've had illusion shit messing with our minds a lot recently.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's PTSD.
Yeah,
Are we still in that? Are we still in the demon tunnels?
it's the false
Everybody
Hydra.
pinch yourself.
Right?
Yeah, you wake up back in the tunnels.
Actually, first act, could I make a sanity check or something to make sure we're not still in those tunnels?
No. You
It's
cannot.
false Hydra. We're still in the tunnels, guys.
So I think Zalia would be up for scribing today. Is that right? Because Ivor was the last scribe.
It would
he
have been
took it
Miriam
after
last week,
yeah.
so it would be whoever's supposed to be after Miriam.
Yeah, it was, he took it,
Yeah, he
Mary.
took it because I didn't know. Was this the one where I didn't know it was my turn?
Was Betha last
Or-
week? Did I just totally throw it out of order again?
It was definitely not. Was it me last week? Are you
Ian took 2 weeks. He took your week, and then
okay?
last week, but I don't know if
That's
last
right.
week was really his week or not.
Because if it was Betha last week, wait, let me look at something. So Donnie, so Donnie was last week, but then Ivor took it.
That's
so
what it was.
Yeah, so it'd be
It was
whoever's
Donnie
after
was
Monday.
away.
It was Monday where Ian took it
So-
from me because I was
so-
late that one day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so in that case, this week it would be Bell Donnie. Yeah, I screwed up the order again.
No, he decided to go back and do it because he had like mirror perfect recall of
Oh, yeah.
so
You,
that's why.
You had came in late and didn't know that you were supposed to journal that week, so
Okay, that was
Yeah.
Tuesday group. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I
that
was
was
thinking that was
Tuesday.
Monday group. All right, sorry. I knew that he had taken
So
it
it's
for
Bel-
me
Beldani,
because
I think.
I'd been late. Yeah.
So this week would be Bell Donnie, if you're okay with that, Bell Donnie. You muted?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
It's alright.
Someone else wants to do it. That'd be awesome if I'm going to be playing both me and Donnie, but I can try and juggle 2 characters and journaling if no one else is excited about it.
Someone else want to do it? Want to roll for it? Anyone?
I really don't want to do it, but I will do it.
It's like,
I can do it.
want to do the chores.
Oh no, you're already running 2 characters.
Alright, so Theo, you're taking it over this week?
Yeah.
Alright, thank you for doing that, Theo. Alright, so yeah, I guess we'll pick back up in the caves. It's 10:30 in the evening, as far as you can tell. What do you want to do?
Well, I think we were just finishing our short rest, right?
Yes. I want to say you just finished it, or were you halfway through it? Did we spend hit dice?
Looks like some people.
Yes, we
Yeah,
did.
it looks like we did, so I'm going to assume we finished it. Although I'm at 10:30, which is why I thought we were halfway through. But that's okay. Maybe we started at 9:30.
Well, I think you tried to distract us from our rest by the ghouls coming through, and we decided not to act, and we continued our rest
Yeah,
or something like that. Yeah.
that sounds right. All right, so yeah, we'll
So
say
we want to continue following the tracks. I think that was what we had set out to do, and I think we changed it.
all right. So that would be some more survival, up to 2 of you. Do
Mira
you
used to do it. You're really good at it.
have a scout?
I think we have something in the journal. Yeah.
Although I guess
Or
if
no.
someone was scouting, they'd probably have to be tracking as well, because they would have to be kind of leading. So
Group effort.
it
We
might-
have Scout down as Baldani and Zalia and Betha as guide. But that's a long time ago. I think that we updated that. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
Scout was our person we send ahead potentially to die.
yeah,
Yeah, I
Not
someone
think
the one
who's
we-
tracking things.
someone who's kind of hiding but also keeping an eye on things. I'm not sure if you could do that while tracking because you'd need to be following whoever was, doing the trail. So that might not be possible right now. So
We'll
20.
creep together, I think.
Sorry, what?
We'll just creep forward together then.
Yeah, exactly. So 28. Yes, you are very much on the trail as you continue through the dark tunnels.
How are we mapping as we go? I have a map ready for this area.
I think someone spent a piece of paper.
Me.
Yeah, so you should be mapping. So you travel for a little while. Let's see, a lot of navigating. You get to an area where you see there looks like there's some signs of other groups maybe moving through here. As Betha, you notice more footprints. So maybe an area more traveled.
What kind of footprints do we see? Are they like military grave footprints or ghoul tracks or?
So give me another, or yeah, anyone who wants can give me another survival check. Who has survival? So they look like the signs of passage look like booted footprints. Probably not ghouls. Though there are some footprints that look like they're barefoot. However, unlike the ghouls, it doesn't look like they're hunched over. Betha, with the 26, you could tell that it was someone who was more standing upright as they moved. Someone or something.
Do they look human, Beth?
Well, they're not shuffling along the way the ghouls do, so they could be the vampires or they could be other humans or other creatures that wear boots.
Halflings or dwarves or anything?
Shadow guy.
Would I be able to tell like races like that?
So just from the scratches, do you have knowledge nature?
Yes.
Go ahead and give me a check.
Same. Can I help her?
Sure, if she points them out, you can take a look as well.
Need any
Oh, she doesn't need help.
So
I mean, +8. Look at that, though. He's got a much better modifier.
I like eating random plants.
So you would guess that it is some sort of humanoid race, but just from the scratches and movement, it's hard to tell exactly what it is. I mean, it could be anything that's walking upright. An elf, probably not a dwarf, probably an elf or a human.
You did say they were booted, right?
Most
Like
of
there
them.
were
Some of them
there were some
aren't.
ghouls, but the ones that aren't shuffling are. Oh, okay. So some of the ones that aren't shuffling are still barefoot.
Yeah, though, like I said, you
Oh,
don't think they are ghouls, just because ghouls move a little bit differently. So, something barefoot that was walking upright as well. Probably not zombies, because again, like, not really shuffling. Maybe just some humanoid that doesn't have boots on.
And you said that
So, does it
the
look like a
impression
normal?
was they were going back and forth in this area, like not all.
Yeah,
one
so several groups of creatures are moving through. It's hard to say exactly how many, but you'd put it at around 20-ish. And they're not all moving in a group, they're moving in probably separate groups.
Did the Warforged say they've had anybody down here?
They didn't, as far as you know. They haven't left, or at least I don't think they told you that they left their vault or the cathedral.
Yeah, they're still consolidating instead of putting it back up somewhere else. So the spectral knights don't leave footprints, correct?
No.
So the Queen's forces won't leave any footprints. That leaves living, ghouls, and potentially Alhoun forces. Because whenever we first got
Alhoun?
here, they said
I thought
that...
they float.
I'm not sure. Or
Aren't they
Alhoun
levitating?
forces, like thralls and stuff like that, because the not the ghouls, but the smarter things that kept punching the shit out of us?
Revenants?
Yes,
It's
they have
possible.
disappeared.
These could be Revenant tracks. Because
And vampires.
they were walking similar.
Would we be able to tell if this is like if it's more military step or loosey goosey like a bunch of adventurers like us would make?
No, you wouldn't. They don't. It doesn't look like they're marching in formation or anything.
Okay, so do we see? It looks like there's a path diverging here.
So those are just for flavor. There are tunnels going in different directions. It's not exactly like this.
Okay, so you said we were in sort of an area where there were convergence of tunnels, though. Do we see any one of them? Does it look like the party that we were tracking goes off in one of those particularly, or is it just a big muddle?
So the party you were tracking gets a little bit harder to follow, but you believe they're continuing east from here.
Well, should we continue to the east?
Yes, that's.
Question: are you using a light source, or are you going full dark vision right now?
I would
cast
have
dark vision on
dancing
you,
lights going right now.
All right.
No, everybody's got dark vision now, I think, right?
Yeah,
It's-
they will put dark vision on me when we finish the rest, or just
There's
before.
still negatives to having dark vision, so it's good to have a light source when you can. And
There's
we're not in complete hostile territory now.
Yeah, there's disadvantage on perception checks, so it would make it a little bit harder to follow the tracks if you didn't have a light
True,
source.
but we did just get jumped by a group of vampires, so I think it wouldn't be a bad idea.
They jumped us, as in they popped up, went, "We're gonna get you," and we just slammed them down.
They were rather hard, Theo, actually.
Fly out of their reach.
Yeah, Ivor is still pretty toasted. He got some burns from his wall.
I mean, to be fair, he tested.
Yeah, I was about to say, we more so hurt us than the vampires hurt us.
No, they were really hard. They hit very hard. It was a little touch and go there for a bit. So, Zelia thinks that it wouldn't be a bad idea to apply a little bit of subtlety to the situation.
It's... See, not all dark vision works the same. Some of us see normally in darkness, and some of us see weirdly in darkness. If
Theo, you see weirdly all the time.
Does Bunny have double sight?
I'm sorry, do I have.
Double sight?
I don't know if... I think Ivor is the only one with... Or wait, no. Yeah, I think Ivor is the only one with Devil Sight right now.
sure
So
he
I
is.
I think if someone in our party has double sight, and actually his little companion probably does too, then we might be safe enough to proceed with just dark vision, cautiously, you know.
Yeah, we used to just have Gildus look everywhere because he had 120 feet of dark vision, even through his familiars, and that was the warlock ones that had that oomph to it.
Alright.
So, yep, as long as Ivor's looking, we don't need a light source, but I can make dancing lights come up if needed.
So Beldani, what is your vision normally passive perception?
Passive perception is 20,
So
and I have 60 feet of dark vision.
Alright, so it would be 15 with no lights out because of the darkness. Does anyone...
Can we have Tinder? Would Ivor ask Tinder if he'd be willing to use his eyeballs ahead as well?
Well, Ivor, what's Ivor's perception?
I was just assuming that Tinder had some, maybe double sight or something, but I could be wrong.
Well, I guess if you ask Ivor, he says, well, Tinder has been keeping an eye out, but his perception is not the best.
Wait, why does David only have... I mean, why does Beldani only have 15 feet?
No, that it's 15 instead of 20 because I'm using my dark vision instead of a light
His
source.
passive perception
So
would be,
confused.
yeah,
Alright, never mind.
not his actual distance, yeah.
Yeah, and the perception on Ivor, as far as I can tell, is only 10. So even with Devil's Sight, he wouldn't see as well. Oh, maybe he's just here.
They for the devil. I mean,
The devil's sight.
Yeah, actually.
Spoiler alert.
Do you have devil's sight, Ivor?
I do have double sight.
All
Yes. Are you setting up the stuff?
we were just debating whether or not to pull out a light as we follow vampires.
No, actually, that's a good point. I haven't actually set up the new dark vision for the tokens yet, but I'll do that next time it becomes relevant. But yes, so I think 15 is the highest in the darkness if you're going through without a light source.
Y'all sure you want to stumble around in the dark?
I'm just saying that we got jumped by a bunch of vampires. It would be smart to be subtle.
Theo pulls. Oh wait, no, I don't have any stakes on me. Do
Yeah,
stakes?
Alright, so as you're having this discussion quietly in the tunnels, Beldani, I believe with 15 being the highest, you would notice something moving around about 60-ish feet from you in one of the tunnels.
I will point it out to the group. Does it sound like something small, something large?
It was more something you saw, not heard, but it's gone now. Whatever it was just moved and then went out of your sight. Though it was more to the north than the east where you were going.
I will point it out to the group and say, something to be aware of, but I think we should continue to follow the trail rather than go chasing after whatever that was. Just
Agreed.
be wary that it might sneak up behind us.
Actually, on that, with it sneaking up behind us, Theo is going to pick up a rock and use magical tinkering. I think it can set it up to where if something comes up behind us into the opening of this cave, it'll let out a scream and give us a warning at least. Or spook it.
That's a nice idea.
Can you link that?
How much did someone do like a religion check or something on the vampires and share knowledge? I'm not sure how much knowledge I or
I did.
you did. Okay.
Or someone
So
did.
so was anything mentioned about stakes? I'm just curious because there was
No.
just okay.
I think this is going to be quiet.
So which paragraph am I looking at here?
That won't really do much because I think it can't make a sound loud enough to reach us once we're far enough down the tunnel.
Oh yeah, it can be heard up to 10 feet.
I mean, if we wanted to take a minute, I could set an alarm, but I don't think it's worth it. I think we should just go.
I could do I could do a companion or a wild companion or something to follow up behind us or something.
That sounds
That's
like a
good.
wonderful option.
What's that?
That sounds good.
Okay. Let me pull out a bat because Betha never uses her wild shapes anyway, and just have it stay like 60 feet behind us or so, just so that we have some warning if something does come along.
Alright, so you summon a little bat that kind of tweets around a bit, kind of flies behind you. You said 60 feet behind you?
Yeah.
Alright, so the group continues moving through the cave. The trail a little bit harder to follow as there's a bunch more vampire, as you said, tracks mixed in possibly. Give me another.
How far have we gone total, Lou, from when we went down into the hole?
You've been down here a couple of hours navigating the tunnels. I want to say.
Hours?
So, let's see. It's probably about 11 now. It's getting late. So, probably 2.5 maybe hours? I forget when you first came down here.
Okay. I think we're very far away from the keep now, and I'm not sure if it's worth following these tracks any further.
Yeah, we're supposed to meet up with the Smira tomorrow. Or at least that was the original plan. I don't know what's going on now.
All I know is it's getting rather late, and we could be on a wild goose chase. I really think that we should probably go back to the keep.
Well,
You think it's past?
this does seem like an area with a lot of things in it, so we might be getting close to something, Donnie says.
Yeah,
Hey,
Donnie
Liz,
wanted to go to the temple, so you're Donnie.
Donnie wants to smash the things that made these footprints.
I mean, that's just Zelia, not me, so.
Truth be told, I think that I would rather know what it is precisely that we are dealing with and perhaps have the opportunity to eradicate it before it gets worse. But there's no telling what we will find. I guess I am nervous that if we do not deal with it now, we will be forced to deal with it later, and we may not have as much control of the situation then.
I don't know that they're hostile. If they are this group of mercenaries that are working with the Asmira, Chiron said that they were perfectly reasonable people.
Perhaps I made some assumptions, but it was my assumption that whether they came down here willingly or not, I think that the group that has been walking around down here are vampires. I do not think that the tracks that we are following are likely to be tracks of humanoids that are still, well, alive.
Yeah. We did have some checks just before you joined that, there are quite a few tracks and they do vary a bit. Some are barefoot, and they don't appear to be ghouls. They don't appear to be shuffling like ghouls.
Gotcha. So the tracks we were following
Yeah,
here
and
originally were with
Yeah.
footwear, and now there are some bare footprints that are not
Yeah,
ghouls.
but
Yeah.
there's still boots as well. Yeah.
Who the fuck is
So
walking
you
around down
could
here
be
with their
right. You
shoes
could be
off?
absolutely right that none of it is still alive. But we were there is some possibilities. We think we're just not certain.
Yeah, so go ahead, sorry.
Zelia's eyes are going to get kind of big at that. I thought that we were told that there was a group of mercenaries that had come to town, but no one said anything about them being vampires.
Well, that's correct. I think this is two different things. We are aware that there is a group of mercenaries that's come to town. I do not know that we know that the mercenaries specifically are the people who are moving around down here. We haven't actually met them. As far as I'm aware, they could perhaps just be with the Izmira right now for all we know. All we did know coming down here was that there were humans moving about, and that was in disagreement with the Accords of Isaac. And thus far, the only creatures we have found down here which even resemble humans are vampires. So it is my assumption that any of the things we find down here might also be. I do not think that the adventurers who have dealt with the Alhoun are vampires, no. And I do not think the people down here are those people either.
Agreed.
The
I do know
vampires
that-
are down here. Shouldn't we not be down here?
Well, it's either we're down here or somebody else is.
Well, who's gonna smash the vampires if we don't?
Exactly.
I must concur with Ivor. I think I would rather, or Ivor. I think I would rather address the issue now while we are here, rather than be forced
I
to
confess.
deal with it later.
Yeah, I confess I agree. As much as I don't want to go trotting along in the dark any more than we have to, into the unknown. The very fact that it is unknown could jeopardize all those we've come to know in Isaac and all the work we've done to stabilize Isaac.
Another asset that we have at our disposal, perhaps, if he is willing, is I could potentially ask Tinder if he would not mind flying some 100 feet ahead of us or so that he's able to see things before we can. Or we could perhaps have him take up the rear, but it sounds like we already have Beta's bat for that.
Yes, I think ahead might be more dangerous than behind. My bat will do little for us except to let us know that something is coming.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'll ask Tinder in my mind if he would be willing to serve as a scout for us, since he can see so well in the dark, and since we have a range of communication between he and I.
He says, well, I see in the dark, but I wouldn't say I see as well as some of you.
That's very
Is he a
Okay.
devil without devil sight?
allegedly.
Oh, I think he's referring to
No,
his
he's
perception.
referring to
Yeah.
perception.
Ah,
Oh, I was like, what the fuck? Okay.
Yeah,
I was
because
like, how do you not?
you have perception, but you're a 10, whereas Beldani's a 20, but he'd still be a 15 even with the crappier devil or
Gotcha, yep.
crappier dark vision.
I see what you're saying. Um,
So he would say, I mean, I could try, but yeah.
I could also scout ahead.
As you're talking,
I
suddenly
I deliberately
you.
took training in. Oh, go ahead.
So as you're talking, you suddenly hear some footprints coming from the east, and a
Footprints. We hear footprints.
figure comes into view. He says, "You all certainly talk a lot, don't you?"
For fuck's sake.
He says, "Why don't
I-
you
Johnny
come with?"
and Johnny smashes.
It sounds like you're interested in finding out what's going on down here. Why don't you follow me?
can I
That
attempt
sounds like
to?
a bad idea.
Yeah. Does he? I'd like to see if I can unpack what he means by that. I'm considering that he may be trying to
You
eat
can
us.
sure.
Yeah.
So he doesn't sound as menacing as the last guy. You are inclined to think if he wanted to ambush you with his buddies, well, assuming he has buddies, he probably could have done that or ran off to get help. But he
Yeah.
seems like he might be genuine. But
But even if
he would basically just say that, motion for you to follow, and start walking to the east.
I would whisper to my companions, even if he is genuine, since he sounds a little more reasonable than some of the other we spoke to, how do we know that we won't be amidst a number that have varying opinions or welcome for us?
Seems to
isn't
me
it
follow
kind
him.
of our usual state?
Yeah, I would
Follow
say.
him into a den
he
and
knows
see what
where
happens.
we are. So we've walked into a trap whether we like it or not. We may as well follow it through.
Yeah. Might get
I
a
agree.
punch the leader this way if they're rude.
Alright, so you want to
Just
follow him?
together.
I do
Yes.
wish we brought
I think
nimble
so,
and a
yes.
few.
So
If you-
now that the vamp sees us and stuff, can I make dancing lights come out so we don't have to disadvantage them? Perception.
Yes.
Alright.
Okay, I'm gonna make my dancing lights come out.
So as you light up the area, I assume you're just kind of putting them around to light up kind of the caves around you.
Yes.
Alright, so Beldani, as the lights come on, you would notice to the south there is something watching you in the shadows, and as the lights turn on, it kind of retreats a bit back into the darkness.
Did it look human?
Yeah, it could have been another humanoid. It looked like... Here, let me see if I have a picture, because you did catch a quick glance of it. Where is it? Did that come through?
Yeah.
Not for me.
No.
Oh,
I don't see anything.
Give me a second.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
So yeah, something kind of hisses at you with reddish, beady eyes, and then backs off out of view, back into the darkness.
So Count Vampula, the guy that beckoned for us, has already started walking.
Yes, though he's gone probably about 15 or 20 feet, and he's stopped and kind of looking back, expecting you to follow.
How many of your compatriots are surrounding us right now?
You've walked into the vampire den. There are many around you.
Sorry, how long have you been here?
We have been here since the fall of Malik. I think if you wish to know more, you should speak with our leader.
Do you consider the fall of Malik a good thing or bad?
Good question.
Well, if we considered it a bad thing, we probably would be attacking you already.
Oh, so you know that we did that.
Do you mean the most recent fall of Malik? Like, just like a week ago?
He says, yes. from your actions in the cave, we have
So they
surmised
know.
who you might be. Not everyone fights with the ferocity and skill that your group does.
Thank you.
That's very kind. You had mentioned a leader. Who is this leader that you speak of?
He and some of us were prisoners of Malik. He was using us for experimentation and hoping to create servants.
Like
But
Butcher.
he says, yes, like his servant from Isik. But at this point, because of his fall, we were freed and now serve our leader, who, as I said, I wish to bring you to. I'm sure he'd like to speak with you.
The clueless Celia is going to look from Theo to Baldani and say, "Was Butcher a vampire?"
Mhm.
I think even Batha knew that.
Zalia's like, what's going on?
Z, you just gave me a few details about him, and I was able to surmise that he was a vampire.
Although Batha has no idea what's going on with Ivor and Zalia right now, so I guess it's fair.
But he didn't have any fangs, did he? And he was a little pale. He didn't try to bite anyone.
And stayed alive for hundreds of years.
Well, I mean, lots of things stay alive for hundreds of years. The elves stay alive for hundreds of years.
In any case, it seems like perhaps at this moment our best option would be, yes, to speak with this leader of yours, and I, for one, shall thank you for not choosing to ambush us instinctively. Perhaps we may yet have peace.
Says, well, the night is young, and he smiles.
Hmm.
I would
Plan
like
for
to.
violence later.
Yeah. As we begin following him, I would like to ask Tinder a new request. Now that we're not trying to scout, but I would like to ask him if he would be willing to survey the surrounding hallways and attempt to take count of the undead that occupy them as we are making our way downtown.
He says,
Fucking fast.
I can keep my eye out on the hallways, but again, my abilities of perception are probably not as good as some of you all.
Get your
True,
imps
but you also
glasses.
have at your disposal the ability to fly unseen, and I think perhaps you could get behind enemy lines if you wish and count them there. I'm not sure how
So you
expansive these hallways are.
wish me to separate from the group.
For a time, yes, if it is something you are willing to do.
I suppose. Very well. I shall meet up with you later, and you feel him kind of leap off your shoulder and start flying. And you all might hear some wings flapping and be looking around. What the? But you don't actually see where he went.
Does he have wings?
Apparently he does.
Nice.
All imps have wings.
Oh, okay.
All right, so you're following.
Well, I guess technically, yeah, that's a good question. He's
What
not
did you
technically
say?
an imp.
Count.
Like I didn't know
Count
if it was like
Vampula?
some sort of weird levitation flight or something. Yeah, that's cool.
Right. You say Count Chocula.
What
Name guy.
No, I said Count Vampula or
Yeah,
something.
Count
I forget what I
Vampula.
said.
All right, so he would lead you deeper into this place if you're following him.
Yep.
You do notice now that it seems like several vampires are moving kind of just at the edge of your vision, as you would see movement in the shadows following you. Donnie looks around and says, maybe we shouldn't have come in here. There could be a lot of them.
Oh, he would totally be saying we should smash them. I'm pretty sure.
Well, stop walking and just smash. Where are we following? Just smash.
I definitely have a bolt of walloping brilliance cocked on my hand crossbow in my sleeve.
Yeah,
Just in case.
Is clutching. Of her 3 holy symbols, she is clutching the Star of the Lord of Light as we follow these vampires.
Alright, so you are led into a kind of larger open chamber where you would notice several figures sitting around, sort of talking to each other, though as you enter they go quiet and one figure who is sort of sitting up on a stone chair would get up and start walking down some stairs towards you. He says, or go ahead.
I was just gonna, if he's at like distance, I would begin approaching him also. But if it's close enough that I don't need to, then I'll just wait.
Yeah, I assume the group was still approaching him. He actually looks Taswanese, which you haven't seen too many of here. Well, I guess other than some of the Izmira. But he would approach and say, and who have you brought me today? More candidates to join our ranks? He looks over the group kind of quizzically. And the vampire says, no, we believe these are the Misfits. The ones that we heard about. And he maybe widens his eyes a bit and he says, Misfits. It's good to meet you. I suppose I have you to thank for my freedom from Malik.
Indeed. Well, perhaps not all of us, as I was not among them when it happened. But yes, I can speak for the rest of the Misfits in saying that these 5 directly were responsible for his downfall. So you have them to thank, that is correct. May I ask what your name is?
He says, of course. My name is Cao Meng. And
Cao
he
Meng.
bows to you. He says, and what about you? What are your names?
You may call me Ivor.
He says, Ivor, Misfits, what brings you down to my domain?
Well, as you, I suppose, may or may not be aware, as you've only recently been allowed your freedom, as I understand it, we recently held something of a summit in Issyk, during which time we established peace among many factions under various conditions. One such condition was that the Undercaves were to be left alone by the newly arrived human factions, and rumors had recently started that there had been, in fact, some humans seen down here, and so we thought it would be appropriate to come find out who they were and what they were doing. And as we were investigating exactly that, we happened upon a band of vampires, or should I say, they happened upon us. We had a brief conversation, and they seemed unwilling to leave with anything other than our blood, so there was blood spilled in
He
the end.
frowns a bit, looks to his servant and says, how many did we lose? He says, we lost a mind drinker and 5, I believe, of our rank. He goes, damn it.
Theo looks in his bag and confirms the number.
Well, my
Does he, when
apologies.
he says,
I'm actually really worried about the fact that there's 6 of us who just walked into this lair and they just lost 6 of their number.
when he says, damn it, does he seem angry or just disappointed?
Probably, well, give me an insight. Probably frustrated. You're not sure if angry, maybe a little bit annoyed. Though he doesn't seem too angry at you. He says, my apologies. Some of my people can be ravenous at times. They probably thought you a quick snack.
Indeed.
You don't mind if we ask? I'm having a bit of trouble figuring out how you fit into the picture here. You see, we affected a sort of peace here, as I've always said, and we didn't know you existed. So perhaps you could tell us what your aims are, apart from snacks.
Well, we, as I said, have recently been freed from the imprisonment brought upon us by Malik. So at this point, we are trying to figure out what our aims are. We've been using these tunnels as cover from the sunlight above.
Indeed.
But do you require the death of the living to sustain you.
Of course they do.
He says, we require blood. Sometimes that can lead to death. It doesn't always have to, though.
It seems
Must it
as
be
if you've been
humanoid blood?
creating more of you.
We have created a few extra to bolster our ranks, but there are not many of us.
Question: if you could go back to being not vampire, would you?
He looks at you curiously. I don't think there is a way to drop the vampiric curse. Though I don't know if I'd want to lose the powers this has afforded me.
Could always find a fae to make a pact with.
And he sort of looks to all of you and says, perhaps we can help each other. I have no wish to become your enemy, as I've seen how powerful your group is. And of course, I owe you for freeing us. So what is it that the Misfits seek?
Balance?
Yeah, first and foremost, we desire to maintain the peace that we have worked so hard for in Isaac, and I think that given that you sustain yourselves on the living, this may be quite difficult.
Indeed.
Well, it's not on the souls, on the blood.
He says, our people, as I said, don't have to kill living. As long as we are careful, we are able to take blood, but not necessarily kill.
So what would your proposal be in such an arrangement that you have humans who are simply willing to let themselves be the blood bags for you?
He shrugs. He says, what would he say to that?
Depending on how much they want to drink, a full town with some.
Yeah, and what can you offer these blood bags that would make it
Get them to understand.
appealing in any way for them to fill this role?
I believe it's a certain stimulation that it offers.
Give me a persuasion check. Anyone who's been talking.
Let the boss do it.
Ivor, we believe in you.
Yep. Oh, that reminds me. I have my journal written. I didn't post it because work was the fucking nutty, but I will post it.
You're fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, this seems important. I will use one, and I have everything on standby as well. We'll see if I want to use it or not.
Oh.
I will. I just want to see.
Is that the 19 or the 24?
That's the 24. I want to
Nice.
see. I mean, this is pretty critical. I want to see how I can get this. Let's throw on one of these.
Okay.
Ooh.
So he says our kind generally exists within the shadows of society. We can make it so we're less invasive and we don't have to bring more vampires upon this place. But we will require taking blood from the living at times. So I suppose if you are willing to accept that, we can live in harmony with whoever ends up occupying Issac, which right now it seems the Empire is moving their forces back in.
I do know that royalty like to have powerful assassins and stuff, and they'll probably be willing to make a deal with you if you're willing to work with them.
You're not
Just
wrong.
to
In fact,
clarify, when you say the living, you mean the willing?
Yes.
or perhaps even. Also, here's. So, vampires, as I understand them, which is fairly little because I'm not actually trained in this sort of knowledge, have somewhat of a And just the concept of vampires have something of an allure to them, right? People in small villages here and there, they understand that there are things in the night that go bump and this and that. I would say that if there was a way for you to continue to exist in such a supernatural and tall tale sort of way, in that you are never seen or really heard, but that you just exist and keep to yourselves, then potentially this would not result in the death of anybody who doesn't need to die.
How
However,
would the donors be willing if the
they
vampires are
wouldn't.
not known?
So you definitely feel like there's a bit of tension in the air as the vampires in here have kind of gone quiet and are just listening to what's going on. Maybe the feeling that a fight is possibly to break out at any moment.
If there is to be some sort of success with an arrangement like this, there needs to be a clear and present benefit to the people who will be more or less sustaining your existence, whether they are willing or whether they are not. If there is an arrangement such that there are people who sign up to allow you to feed on them, or if there is not, and you simply choose to be creatures of the night with the understanding that no one is to die, in either case, there has to be a way for those people to benefit, which more likely than not would be made manifest by a relationship with the powers that be. So the people that would need to know about you would probably be the heads of the Soft Spires and the Esmira. So if you have something to offer them in return for your continued existence at the Undercaves, then perhaps there is a conversation to be had.
The Blade Queen
I-
would need to be talked to too, with Undercaves
She
being her
doesn't have
territory.
human minions, Theo.
Hmm?
She does
That's
not have
true.
human minions.
That's true that she doesn't have human minions, but
We
she
can
does
notify
have.
her as a courtesy, but yeah.
Well, she has domain of the Undercaves and the
Yeah.
in accordance with the Isaac Accords themselves.
I do have another question about how your people feed. You mentioned that it's not necessary to take life to feed, but how much control do you and yours have? Is there a possibility for accidents when unintended during feeding?
So he seems a little bit surprised, actually, that this is going as well as it is. Because he, with that insight check, Beldani, you feel like he was expecting you all to draw blades. But he says, it takes some time and practice, but a vampire can control his ability to take blood without killing.
But you've said you've expanded your number, so there are those with less practice among you?
He says, yes, the younger ones are still learning their way. When the four of us first came forth from isolation, we wanted to bring some more into our fold. So we turned some on the surface within the ranks of the humans and brought them below.
So you ended their lives and created an undead life for them.
He says,
You
yes.
gave them the same curse that was put upon you without your consent.
He nods. He says, yes.
Besa shuts up at this point. Yeah.
What's done is done.
How many are there in the room right now?
So there's him. There's the one who led you in. There were probably a couple following you, and there's 5 others. So at least 10, possibly more.
Is it some of them are the spawns and some of them are the other vampires we've encountered, or like just a mixed bag, or?
Yeah, so like the spawn was the ones that you saw that were barefoot and looked more feral, but others you saw more look like the blood drinkers, who seem a lot more conscious and in control.
Have you
Although all the ones in the room are not spawn. These are all probably blood drinkers and maybe a few mind drinkers, those weird bluish ones.
Have you attempted to have any conversations with the humans above?
He says, honestly, I didn't think they'd want to converse with us.
And
But
they may not. We haven't actually gotten that far yet. Before we can even consider whether or not they would or would not speak to you, I think it is worth establishing whether or not you have something to speak to them about. I think that, to be frank, there is basically two ways that this conversation comes to a close. Either there is a proposal for peace in a way that makes sense to you, and potentially makes sense to us, and potentially makes sense to the factions above, or there is not. And I'll briefly pause and scan the room for effect and add, one party leaves and one party doesn't, and I don't believe that is what anybody wants, but I think we're all smart enough to tell that it's a possibility.
are you invested in this city and its growth for the future? You seemed, from what I heard, it seemed like you were mercenaries looking to better yourselves. Perhaps.
I would say it's a little of column A and a little of column B. Certainly we are mercenaries and we value our freedom and we like to improve our livelihood, but also we like to improve the livelihoods of the people around us. And I would say the peace that has been found in Issyk has happened sort of by accident, in that there were many factions who chose that they wanted to have a peace for themselves when they learned that it was perhaps up for the taking, and if peace had not been offered as an option, there would have been much bloodshed that was unnecessary. So we are interested in maintaining peace in as much as it prevents innocent people from dying.
Well,
which
perhaps,
is the same reason that we are interested in an accord with you, maybe.
He says, I'm definitely more interested in having you as allies than enemies. There are things we can offer you beyond a firm handshake. Our people have extensively traveled these tunnels, and we have come upon some secrets, as well as items that we took from Malik when we escaped. Any of these could be a benefit to you if you want to confirm an alliance with us and maybe help us get in touch with the powers that be above.
I don't think we're in a position to confirm an alliance, but we certainly would be willing, and I'll look over at Ivor. And then I'll look at the others who don't look at all certain about this.
Willing.
Theo looks.
Okay.
He's down.
Not at
Theo's
all
down.
willing, I think would
We
be more
might be able
accurate
to
than not at all
facilitate for
certain.
you.
He says, well, I was talking more about an alliance with your group first, before an alliance with any of the powers above would come about.
That's what I mean.
May
We're
I?
not in a position to ally with anyone. We're working more as facilitators in this capacity.
I agree. I would say that in order for there to be any sort of alliance between you and with us, there needs to be an understanding first of how you will interact with the group above. I can't promise you my friendship if that friendship flies in the face of a friendship that I already have, you see.
Nonsense is fair enough.
At this point, Beldani shoots Ivor a very pointed look.
May I insight not the speaker, but those other vampires and spawn that are watching? I would like to see if any of them look agitated, disapproving.
So there are no spawn here. There's only, as I said, kind of mind drinkers and what's the other one? Blood drinkers. Give me an insight, or did you already?
Yeah, she just wants to actively glance around the room and just see if she gets any clues about how united this group is.
You can probably tell very quickly who the four originals were, because one of them is, you would guess, the one who led you here. There's a mind drinker who's kind of standing there calmly, and another blood drinker who's kind of off to the side, just leaning there watching. But everyone else in here looks like they are right on edge, and they are like, you think they probably would have attacked you already if they didn't have either fear or respect for Cao Meng. Who they're all they're kind of watching you, watching Cao Meng, and like looking back and forth as if they're just ready for him to tell them to attack.
Do I sense that there's any dissension between, like, some of them not really wanting an alliance or wanting to talk with the blood bags?
Yeah,
or anything like that.
you think a lot of them, probably because, as he said, they're younger ones, as he put it, would or are just wanting to attack you at this point.
They just don't have the control, though. It's not like a specific like viewpoint where they
Well,
wouldn't want peace or whatever.
you think fear of Cao Meng is definitely keeping them in line.
I see. Okay.
How does I know that we saw the picture? How does Cao Meng appear to be dressed?
So he, does anyone have history? Azalea, right?
I do.
And
Give-
do.
I also have history.
So actually, any of you can give me a history check. So his clothing, and actually all the founders, the four of them, have interesting clothing. You would place them as probably a couple of 100 years old, Tassawanese dressed from before the reemergence. So probably settlements from within the deep. So this guy, the first four anyway, look like they probably came from the deep. He has Taswanese garbs. The others have more traditional, like Orsonian garbs. And the others, who are not the original four, have basically garbs of the Esmira and Softspire troops.
Okay, so the three have old Orsonian garbs, and Cao Meng has newer Taswanese garbs.
Older Taswanese garbs. You think
Older
all
Taswanese
four came from the deep,
Gotcha.
from below, and they look like they might be older. You're not sure how they were captured because Malik was in stasis for a long time, but yeah, that's where you would think they are of with their dress. He also has a glaive on his back, and he has several blades on his side as well as a longbow on his back.
Crap, Donnie might be trying to make friends with him.
Donnie's just
Whoa.
giving him a look.
You want to arm wrestle?
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, it looks like a built guy, and he has a glaive, specifically, and then a whole bunch of other weapons. Donnie'd probably be like,
Vampires are not in balance.
No,
No.
definitely not.
So then, I think that chiming back into the conversation, I will. What was the last thing that was actually said? Oh, yeah, I said he was asking us about an alliance. I said that we can't choose to be friends with you if that friendship flies in the face of the friendship that we already have.
He says one of the things that would make us possible friends is we both have Malik as an enemy, and his Shatter Kai do still lurk within the city, even if they haven't been seen. We know that they're here.
That would certainly be helpful for you to discuss with the Esmira. I will say, if we are to act as your conduits to them, we would need assurances from you that there would be no further attacks on humanoids.
He says, I can guarantee that as long as they do not attack us down here.
And
Or at least
more-
we can guarantee no others will die,
indeed,
as my people do need to still feed.
and more to the point of a beneficial long-term relationship with the Esmera and the Soft Spires. What sort of functionality do you think you could bring to the powers that be upstairs, or what sort of benefit do you think that you can afford them, such that they might actually be willing to participate in an arrangement with you? Certainly, knowing about these tunnels and knowing about the secrets here and having access to the things that you found would be immensely valuable for us as a six, but for the many hundreds or thousands of people who are about to live in Isaac, or the ones that currently man it in a military capacity, how do they stand to benefit from your continued existence?
Says, well, I would have to speak with the leaders of the Softspire and Esmira to determine that, but we do have skills as combatants and a knowledge of the underground which could be of use to them.
so from us, you're just wanting us to try and be the bridge to get you a meeting, and then you talk terms with the other powers that be.
Says, yes, you seem like you are skilled swordsmen and skilled swords people, men and ladies, as well as people of magic and mercenaries of of skill. So I would like to have you as friends rather than enemies, especially since you are enemies to my enemy.
Indeed. I suppose the reason I was asking was simply to get an idea of what sort of response I should have ready in case they do ask why they would even consider something like this. In that regard, my suggestion would be to propose as an entry into this conversation with them, if they are willing to have one, that you all could be, in a way, stewards of the Undercaves. If they are willing to permit you free reign of them, then I think, as you mentioned, you could keep them safe from other nasty things that exist down here, and potentially also deal with the Shadowkai that roam
I have
the
a couple
streets above.
questions that tie into that, actually.
He says,
Um,
go ahead.
We had been allied with Butcher at one point. He wanted revenge on Malik for Malik turning him into what he was. Malik was able to mind control him at the end. Would he be able to do the same thing to you guys?
No,
Or any
because
broodlings you make?
he didn't finish his rituals on us. That's why we have you to thank for being able to escape before he could. He says we were being held in tubes or glass containers by the Alhoon when they found us.
I want to see those. Oh my lord. Sorry. Into that, there is potential Shadowlords might try and come back one day. People with experience directly with the Shadowlords, able to live longer, could be a good defense against them. The Shadowlord, I mean.
Indeed. Well, for the moment, I believe that a private conversation amongst ourselves is in order, if you will allow us the opportunity to have some space and have such a conversation.
He says, I consider us to be under a white flag of truce, so you may stay here safely for the time being as long as you do not try to attack us.
May we leave?
You may leave as well.
We can always message you with our decision.
He nods. He says, one thing, as a free show of good faith, I will say that the tunnels near the vault are areas we saw some of the Shadowkai recently, so you might want to look into that.
We appreciate that more than you know.
And he nods. He says, good travels to you. And he kind of gives the younger ones sort of a look, and they seem to be backing off a little.
I like this guy.
I think you're one of the few. But he
it's the whole being in the mentality of he got forced into a situation is now like, I'm gonna make the best of it.
Everybody.
And end other lives in a similar way that mine was ended.
So
well, the alternative is allow yourself to starve to death.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he goes back up onto his stone chair and just sits down. And the other vampires just keep watching you, as if he looks as if he's kind of in thought now.
Okay. Has Tinder reported back yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna head for the door of this room, back where we came.
Alright, so I mean, it's just a cave, so you could walk back out into the hallway before the throne room.
And I'm gonna quietly say, I'm sure their perception is quite good, and we should continue to watch.
I agree. Perhaps we should have this conversation far enough away that we feel that they cannot hear us.
Want a rope trick?
So it is probably about 11:30 right now. It's getting pretty late. You're feeling a little tired. But yeah, you feel like you are definitely still within the vampire den. Probably a few minutes later, Tinder would come back and he would say, I believe there are about 12 vampires and 6 spawn within the tunnels nearby. 12 total, along with the ones in the throne room.
That's just Ivor.
Yeah, that's just Ivor.
Okay.
So you
perhaps we should return to the library.
You believe they have 18 right now total.
Want time to confer.
make haste back to the library and we can have a conversation there. Not
Or to the vault, one or
I
the other.
believe that we should head to the vault. I think that if we are to do anything with this nugget of information concerning the immediate operations of
our-
Shadar Kai.
Oh, he would
That
have
was our
told
target,
you.
Anyway.
He would have told you that they saw them there like a couple of days ago, so they've been there
Oh,
for a
okay.
while.
Right, but the vault was our target when we came down here, and we ended up
Agreed.
following the
Agreed,
vampire's
yes.
tracks instead. Yeah.
Right.
I think the vault is probably the smartest, but we should be on our guard because there may still be Shadowlord.
Very well.
Donnie goes, lots of imbalance here. I think we should have killed them.
I don't
agree.
disagree.
Are we outside of the den at that point?
Yeah, you're kind of
Okay.
walking away at this point.
Yeah, I think exactly half the party is like ready
It's
to
like
kill the vampire.
split down the center.
Well, and truth be told, I could go either way. I think that. So Tinder has just informed me that there are 18 of them, all said and done. The 4 originals that we know of, 8 of the other vampires, and then 6 of these feral ones. So if
What
push
of-
comes to shove, or if we choose to, I think that we could deal with them, perhaps not handily, but deal with them nonetheless.
What of the illusionist, the spellcaster we encountered? Are there more of him?
There are.
Yes.
Do we know?
Oh yeah, did Tinder tell me in what numbers the mind flayers are?
Oh.
The
Or
mind
not mind flayers, sorry,
drinkers.
drinkers. Yeah.
Mhm.
Jesus Christ, mind
There
flayers.
are 2 of them total.
Okay.
So I would say there is this Cao Meng himself, 2 mind drinkers, which would leave 9 of the blood drinker vampires, and then 6 of these feral ones.
Mm.
Alright, so it's getting close to midnight at this point. You've left the vampire lair far behind. You don't think they're following you, Beldani? I assume you're using lights now? Or are you
Yes,
just...
I would assume so.
Okay, so
Unless
yeah,
somebody tells me not to, they're out.
kind of watching your back, you don't think you're being followed, or at least you definitely saw shadows moving while you were in the lair. Now that you've kind of left that area, you don't see them anymore. So yeah, you don't think he's had your group followed, or that you're being followed. But yeah, it's getting close to probably about 12:30 at this point, actually. Do you want to keep traveling? Do you want to try to rest? What do you want to do?
According to my maps, how far do we seem like we are from the vault?
So for the vault, you'd probably need about 2 more hours of travel down and around the flooded area. Because you're here, and the vault is down
We came down here with trying to find the closest path to the vault.
I think that might be the
Yeah,
closest
but
one.
then we started. But then
Yeah.
we started following the vampire tracks.
Yeah,
Right,
because
but weren't we supposed to be on the right side of the flooding? I guess is my point.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I think the options were we could either have turned the switches off and gone through, or we could have rappelled down a hole in the ground, and we chose to do that.
yeah, so
Right, but
you
now that we're
kinda-
down on this level, there are parts that are flooded because we didn't pump them out.
You kind of
Yeah.
have to go around the flooded area, so that adds a bunch of time. So yeah, it would be about 2 hours, which would put you about 2:30 in the morning when you got there.
My suggestion is we push through. I'd really like to get somewhere that we know.
I
agree.
Butler.
Very well.
Okay. So you continue.
Will that change our long rest schedule, or are we still good?
Yeah, it might.
Okay.
You wouldn't be exhausted right away, but as the night goes on, like if you go into 3 or 4, you might start feeling exhaustion.
Okay.
Give me a D20 roll.
Here we go.
Area is still dangerous. Okay. So you get back to known areas, and you start traveling through the caves. Though it's pretty quiet down here without all the ghouls. As you're going, you come upon what appear to be very large footprints in the ground. These could be troll tracks.
Can I examine them more closely to
Sure.
verify, since we've encountered trolls? Would that be survival or nature?
It'd be survival. So yeah, these are most likely troll tracks. It looks like only one, but it looks fairly recent. And
Is it heading in the direction we are heading, or different?
no, it's more heading to the west. Or you're
All
kind
right,
of
yeah.
heading southeast.
Betha would say at least one troll. He went that way, but I think we should continue to the vault.
But this might mean that there are more trolls in the area.
Oh yeah, there could be more though. Perhaps
Yeah.
they've escaped the flooding. At least some of them.
We'll be vigilant.
Perhaps, yes. We should carry on and just keep our wits about us.
Alright, so at this point you're not tracking. You could use someone scouting to keep a lookout for trolls.
I'd be happy
Was
to
it-
head forward, keep a lookout.
Alright, so Beldani, how far in the front are you getting away from the party?
I would say about 120 feet or so.
Okay, so you're scouting pretty far ahead. It's about 2 or 3 rounds of movement. So you're moving.
How long has it?
Do I have
How
knowledge
has
of
it been?
trolls? Is that something that I would have encountered or read about?
So Zalia, I'll go with you first. What did you say?
I didn't say anything. That was
Or
Believe it was
sorry,
Betha.
Betha.
Oh, I was just going to ask whether my familiar was still up.
No, he'd be good. Well, how long does he last?
2 hours.
Yeah, he'd be gone by now because you've been
Okay, alright, go
traveling
ahead.
for a bit. Sorry, Ivor, what did you say? Knowledge of trolls?
Yeah, because I certainly have not encountered them with the party before, and I don't know if they have or not, but I am wondering if they are creatures that I would have any knowledge of.
Give me a nature check.
I am not proficient.
Oh, well, if you're not proficient, you can make untrained, but likely you might just know very basic things about them. But that's
Like
probably
heard rumors. I'll leave it at that then.
Could I roll for troll?
Sure.
Roll for troll.
Roll for troll.
For troll.
Love it.
So yeah, you. I think you were with the group when they fought them, weren't you?
No,
No,
I
you
came
came
right
after.
after. First person I met that was related to the Misfits was Rotbro, though, and Theo might have looked into their regeneration powers because of blowing off his arm.
Yeah, so you know that they can regenerate. You know that acid and fire stops their regeneration, at least temporarily. You know most of them are vicious, savage creatures that just sort of want to eat everything. Apex predators with very little regard for anything, even other trolls, as they'll sometimes kind of cannibalize each other. Not super smart, but very dangerous and aggressive.
Burn him if you see him for the most part. Rotbro's a unique situation.
Did you say burn him?
Yes, you should be
Huh.
real good with him.
Indeed. Fire is
Indeed.
very effective against them. We found.
But try not to burn the rest of us with that wall of yours.
Indeed, yes.
So,
You need some aloe?
so
Ivor.
oh yeah.
All right, let's go.
So Beldani, since you're scouting, if you see any type of encounters like trolls, are you trying to avoid them or get the jump on them?
I would say if I see something, I will head back to the group and alert them to the presence, have them stop where they are while we formulate.
Okay. So kind of per situation, basically.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you're moving through the caves. At one point, as you're scouting up ahead, you get a pretty rank stench that assaults your nostrils, and you would hear noises in one of the caves up in front of you.
Is it the path?
Oh,
is
give
it
me
the direction?
give me a stealth check real quick.
Sure. Sure.
which I don't think you can roll under 23 anyway.
Did we forget to mention that they stink?
Yeah, so you are moving very quietly. You don't know exactly what it is. What languages do you speak? As you do hear some strange noises.
Common, Elvish, and Thieves' Cant. Not
Okay.
much.
So whatever that talk is, you have no idea what they're saying.
And is this cave that the sound is coming from in our path, or is it something that we can circumnavigate as we head to the vault?
You can circumnavigate it. It'll just take a little longer.
All right, I will return to the group. And let them know that I heard some sort of discussion. I could not make out the language, but if I had to, if I were forced to guess, I would guess it was probably trolls speaking in Giant, just given what we've seen so far.
Indeed.
I don't know how many there were, but we can make our way around this cave without having to encounter them if we're careful. Or we could try and get the jump on them. They're about 50 yards or so from here is the entrance to the cave.
Have you an idea how many voices?
Do I have an idea of how many voices?
Yeah, so you think there were 3 or possibly 4 of them.
Okay. But I would imagine Donnie wants to smash.
And it would be my assertion also that, as always, it is better to deal with the thing that you can now than to deal with the thing that you're forced to deal with tomorrow.
How close are we to the vault?
You would guess probably about half an hour to an hour away.
Yes, I'm rather too close to comfort if we're going to camp at the vault.
Very well. Let us dispatch them.
Alright, so you're going to try to sneak up on them?
Yep.
Yes, for sure.
Allegedly.
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 New character concept. Squirrely Dan.
How do you catch a unique troll? Unique up on it.
Oh.
How do you catch a tame troll? The tame way.
Oh. Wah, wah.
I was typing, but for shame!
I'll be here all night.
Alright, so I'm going to bring you into the map over here.
Where's their precise crook at?
Give you the new... So Theo, you have dark vision, right?
Correct. 60 feet. But non-special dark vision.
Betha has it right now too because I cast it on her less than 8 hours ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ivor's invisible.
Yeah, I think I put it in the.
You say Ivor is invisible?
I see your token, but I see through him.
Ah, yes,
There it goes.
that's a new thing.
New dark
if it's
vision
been done,
feature.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ivor died, he's a ghost!
Beldani, you have normal dark vision, right?
Yes.
Alright, I'm just updating your tokens.
There is another pair of magic goggles I want to get my hands on one day that has special dark vision.
Oh, and also I'm just using the red bubble for temp HP always now. So that's just the official temp HP bubble to make it a little easier.
Officially official.
Officially official. Betha, you do have dark vision as well right now, right?
Yeah, for like another 4 or 5 hours.
It always lags.
What's the
when I
blue circle?
Double click on your. That's your AC.
Oh, mine's wrong.
So you
Fix
may
it in your
have
character
to-
sheet.
Yeah, it'll
Did-
display whatever's in your character sheet.
Have we... I feel like we're rested. Oh no, we just had the... Oh, wait, no, I had a short rest
Short
after.
rest.
Yeah, there was a
Yeah,
short
yeah,
rest
sure.
after that.
Okay.
I'm not
It-
super rested, but
Character sheet says a 19 and blue bubble says 16.
And the thing you sent me, Zalia, that's always on, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
a secret. Beldani, please let us know when we're getting close.
Indeed, I will.
So let me-
Are we sneaking?
Allegedly.
Well,
I
when we
think
get
that's
close,
the
at least.
plan.
Yeah.
Question.
I
Just the advantage from heavy armor, is that because of it clanking around?
Yes,
If you fly, does it still clank around as much?
probably.
if you move your
Yeah. I
mean, it's
limbs
like-
in any way, then
I was gonna say if you like had like bunch of like pots and pans, like Russian nesting doll together and wave them through the air, they still fucking sound like a circus.
Yeah, I
I'm just
don't.
gonna Doctor Doom levitate towards things. Standing still,
I'm just-
arms
I
crossed.
I move. No, I bend. No appendages.
just so y'all know, once we get into combat, I will be pulling out my ring.
Alright, so give me. Sorry,
That's cool.
one more moment.
Because this dark vision is interesting, but
Should
not
we go ahead and roll
quite
initiative?
adequate.
No, so the trolls are not here yet, but
Well, now we know they're trolls for sure.
well, yeah,
We're trying to
they
sneak
smelled
up on
like
them
it.
to surprise them, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that,
we were
that was
thinking-
my thought that you were trying
So I
to
would
do
like
that.
to prepare a firebolt and hold it.
Yeah, I would like to
Oh.
cast before we come to them, so that's why I asked Beldani to give me a heads up when we're close.
Well, you can't ready an action till you're in combat, but you
I'm
can
not
cast
going
other
to
spells.
ready in action. Yeah, I didn't say ready. I want to cast.
Yeah. Wouldn't we ready something for a surprise round though, Lou? If we manage to get one.
Well, if you surprise
what-
them, they would lose their action on that round.
Yeah,
'cause
so
they'd
you
be
would just go through
surprised.
the whole initiative. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But Beldani, you heard them over this direction. If you saw where I pinged,
How tall is the ceiling in here?
it's probably about 10. It varies between 10 and maybe 12 to 15-ish feet
I did not see where you pinged, unfortunately.
over here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it now.
So I assume you are all trying to move up stealthily.
Yes.
Go ahead and give me stealth checks. Oh,
We're off to a great start.
I'm gonna. Well, it works on a curve, right?
Yep.
All of us.
Oh God!
Okay,
It's gonna be-
Faces getting my flash.
gonna be-
genius.
It's gonna be top. I think it's the lowest of the top three.
moving in close, you can't cover for each other. That's only for longer distances.
Oh, are we close?
Gotcha.
yeah,
are
you're
we
getting
close?
you're getting close to them at this point. That's why I
Alright.
pulled up the map. So go ahead and start moving. And you said you were flash of geniusing someone.
That was. Yeah, I said it. It goes on Betha for her stealth check, so she's at a 9 instead of a 5.
All right, and if she is aiding people, make sure you have your original HP in parentheses. That was another thing we were kind of doing as a baseline. So just on your sheet, just put like your max HP next to it, parentheses, whatever your actual max HP is, just so you remember.
And I have currently suffered a drain. I think I'm gonna assume it's from the vampires. That would still be ongoing.
Yes, till you long rest or get restoration.
Very well.
Need to get you some orange juice.
Yeah, you got the scurvy. Alright, so you're kind of moving, which you
Faith, we're
hope
moving
is
ahead.
quietly down the hallway.
Auntie.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize it wasn't a party token anymore. Okay.
And we heard them up that direction, correct?
Alright, so as you're walking, something comes into view and growls. Give me initiative rolls.
Hey! Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him! Or we is the
Because,
tracker
yes,
up?
they
Yep.
did hear some of you. Unfortunately.
I can't imagine which ones of us
Basic.
have heard.
Basic,
Oh,
can
what are
you?
you doing, Ivor?
Holy shit! I forget you can do that. Thank you.
Yes.
Ivor, stop being bad at initiative.
Hey, stop being bad.
Yes.
Don't look over there. Look over here. Or I don't know, something.
I will say that I'm trying very hard to. I was making noise, and then I booted myself up to the ceiling. So I'm trying very hard to be quiet as I flutter around and not paying attention to where we're going. So that
There you go.
it
You
was
were
probably
focusing
like,
so much
"Hey,
on not
asshole,
making
shit
noise.
started."
So
Look
you
over
can make sure you know what you had rolled on your stealth, because it might come into play. But the first to act is Donnie. As he sees this troll walking and it growls, he probably growls back at it. So, what does he do, Beldani? You would see something moving around up here.
I was going to say, it replaced Donnie's initiative with my initiative, so I should have the 21, and Donnie should be at 10.9.
Ah.
Yes.
Alright, so I'll put you up here, and what did you say he was at?
10.1.
Okay, let's put 10. And you can put yourself at whatever you had rolled. But Beldani, then, you get to act first. What do you want to do? You see, you hear something moving in from over here.
I'm going to just...
I assume you had your weapons out, so make sure you're marked with your weapons.
Yes. Let me... I'm just going to make sure that I have broken eye contact or line of sight with the troll so that I am hidden. And then I will sneak around the corner to the troll that I can see right in front of me and sneak attack with the dagger.
Alright, so you wouldn't be hidden, but you, I think you do have advantage because you went first in the round, right?
I think that might only apply for assassins.
Alright, because as soon as you moved out of this square to move up to him, you would be revealed.
Alright.
Unless you want to shoot at him. Because you can't stealth if you don't have cover or concealment, which you wouldn't have when you left the darkness there. So do you want to still charge up at him?
Sure, although in this case, I will hold my action until someone else is within melee range.
Alright, so you ready in action to attack as you rush up on this guy, who seems surprised and yells something back in Giant at these guys.
That is my turn.
Ivor.
Okay. You said the ceiling fluctuates a little bit here and there. Well, I'm just gonna. You said the lowest ceiling is 10 feet, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna go by that. That's good. So I'm occupying that 5 foot at the top, which honestly they'll probably still fucking hit me. That's fine. So I'm gonna fly 5, 15, 20, 25, 30. Huh. Well. Okay.
Did we just hear Ivor go, huh?
Actually, yes. We'll say you did. That seems appropriate. Let's see here. These, they all look. It looks like they're pretty large and bumbly. Is that a good way to describe them?
Yeah, okay. Some of them, well, I guess you haven't seen these before because you haven't been with the group when they were fighting them. But some of them have a strange, like, black ichor dripping off them, where these other ones over here, and actually I'll just link them because you can see them now. There's 2 of these.
Aw, man.
And 2 of these.
Aw, man.
Gross. Okay. But they don't appear to be like particularly dexterous, or
probably not.
Well, we'll find out. They haven't actually started moving yet. Okay. Well, we will just. Okay, 20 feet in diameter. Yep. Okay. I will sort of clap my hands together, and then make a two-hand point, and then pull my arms apart as if I was like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe that motion any better than that. But I will whip up a ring of fire.
Okay.
Which is this guy here. Actually, that placement is pretty perfect.
What spell
And
is this?
Wall of fire, but cast
Okay.
in the ring version.
Okay.
I'm down to a ring of fire.
So I guess it's going inward towards them.
Yes, yeah.
All right.
And the well, this is. I suppose that technically, yeah, the only ones that would have to make a save immediately are the ones that are dissected by the barrier of that. So I think this guy here is technically not actually contacting the wall. I think he's just in the space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the other two would. So let me make a roll for them. So that's one rot troll, one venom troll. Alright, so the rot troll attempts to save. Rolls a 2 and will completely fail, taking 32 fire. And he has been burned. The second one, the venom troll, will also attempt to save. Once again, dex save. Rolls natural 20, so he takes half damage.
Yep.
Still fire.
So he is burned
love
for
Fire.
16.
I've overheard fire does something special to him. He's like, "Ooh, my time has come."
This guy.
Something like
Alright.
Finally, that was worth it.
Anything else? And you were concentrating, I assume.
I am concentrating. Yep. So that will be it.
Theo.
Let me mark that.
Can somebody stand in that space?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to press the button on my belt and vortex warp Donnie next to Beldonnie. Or, hang on. Before I do that, let me run up this way just to make sure I'm not throwing him into a wall of fire. Okay, yeah. Gonna send him there.
Wow. So Donnie teleports over, which I believe would trigger your reaction, Beldonnie, if you want to take it.
It would.
Hell yeah.
So you stab at this guy as he is distracted by Donnie. 14. 14. That's weird. 14 would not hit, unfortunately.
All right.
So he would dodge. Anything else?
Used my movement to head down this direction and bonus action Guardian for temp HP.
Okay. So go ahead and spend your reaction, Beldonnie. And that is it for Theo. Zalia.
Okay.
I don't think Donnie spent his reaction. It would be Beldonnie.
No, I just
Oh, okay.
fat fingered the.
Gotcha.
Misclick.
Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, Zalia. What are you doing?
Move up here a little bit. Try to get eyes on what's going on. Okay. Ivor's up in the air, I think so.
Yeah, and if you want to represent the height you're at, you can use like a 1 or a 2 for every 10 feet you're up.
He's a...
Oh, okay.
Okay. I will cast, Fireball at level 5 with a staff, I think.
Alright, so you hurl a fireball into the area. Go ahead and place it.
Just a moment.
That's spicy.
Alright. If I get that, I will get them all, yes?
Looks like it. So there is an explosion of fire, as far as you can tell, hitting all the trolls. So in the explosion, let's see, the first guy, Venom Troll, makes a dex save. Rolls an 18, so he would actually make it. And he would take half damage, which is 24. As the fire explodes on him, there is a spray of venom all over Donnie and Belle Donnie.
Sorry.
You two would take 9
Quite
points of poison damage.
Okay, I'm resistant, so
So you would take 4 points.
4 points.
Is Donnie resistant? Or is he
Donnie
resistant?
is not resistant.
No.
He's not raging.
And even
Yeah,
if he
anyway.
was, I don't think he would
I don't think-
resist. Yeah.
No.
He's a radiant barbarian, not a bear totem.
Right.
So more deck saves. So 2 of them would fail. One of the rot trolls fails and takes the 48. The other rot troll would make it, so he takes 24. And the final venom troll would fail, so he takes 48. Oh, and he is looking badly wounded at this point.
Excellent.
Anything else,
Yeah.
Celia?
At the end of my turn, I'm just back up a little to
Alright, Donnie goes. So he is maybe a little confused as he's suddenly teleported next to the guy, but then yeah, I assume he would attack.
Yes.
He's had that done a few times now. I feel like he's kind of into it now.
Is he raging or just attacking?
Oh yeah, I would bonus action rage first.
Okay. So 15 would slice this guy, cutting him for how much?
2
11.
damage, or 9 damage rather, plus Divine Fury.
11, so 20 points. As more venom would spray on you two. You take another 6 points of poison damage as he cuts into him. And second attack.
Yep.
18 would
18 to hit.
slice again.
For
As he-
15 damage this time.
Alright, cutting him for another 15, which would wound him, but unfortunately splash more venom on the two of you. For another 10 points of poison damage.
Alright. And Donnie just shakes off the poison damage and roars back at the troll.
Yeah.
And that is the end of his turn.
Alright, so the Venom Troll goes. He is going to seem very upset. He was burned, so he does not regenerate. He is going to take his claw and cut into his arm with his own claw as poison just sprays all over you two. I need a
Oh.
Constitution save.
That's off. Really gross.
I'll take Deadpool if Deadpool was foul.
Yeah. So the
Oh, the 14 is. I don't know
Yeah,
why I
yeah.
rolled twice for Donnie, but
so the DC is 16. So I think you made it. Unfortunately, Donnie did not, and he is.
Oh, wait a second. You can do better than that on that 9.
oh
No,
no,
it's
he
a
would roll
14
it.
fake news.
It was the
Doesn't
14.
Donnie
okay.
have something with con saves though?
Sorry, it just showed up for me.
He has fanatical focus, so he's going to use his fanatical focus.
Okay, so that's a reroll. Oh yeah, so you
Nice.
made it.
Beautiful.
You do still take half damage, which is 16, 18, so 9 points of poison damage. As he sprays a bunch more on the two of you.
That's 4 for me.
This one over here is going to
And
get
here's
out of the fire.
Yeah, I was gonna say it is the wall is opaque, but since it's dissecting a space, I'm not sure how that translates, and I don't know how smart they are.
Well, if he passes through it, he takes it. But since he's already passing through it, I would guess he can just move through it at this point because it's already burned him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he wouldn't take any damage right now. I was just saying that if he can already see through it, he can see through it. But if he was like on the side of it where he couldn't, it is opaque.
Okay. Yeah, so he's running down all this way because he does not want any of that fire. What's his movement? 30. So he.
I think I just saw something I shouldn't have.
Or something
Yeah,
you could have.
that thing just Lou. Whenever you moved it, it popped up while still in the darkness and showed me
Yeah.
Yeah, the ruler. If you use Q, will mark that. But that's fine. He ran around the corner, so you can kind of see him now anyway.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Is he running away?
No, he's running towards you, but he's running around the turn there. So that is it for him. Betha.
All right. I can see nothing but Theo, so I am going to move up full movement. 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. And then I've got some eyes on my party. So I'm going to cast Aid at... I'm sorry, not Aid.
Didn't you already cast Aid?
Blast. Yeah, sorry. Blast. And I'm going to do it at level...
Wait, it is going?
4. Yeah, you have 8 on you. You have 20 extra.
Oh!
That was just before we got into
That's
combat.
why I said
You
make
were
sure
one of
you put your total
one of
in
the 3.
parentheses.
Sorry, I've been having to do a bunch of getting up and running around.
No, you're fine, but you were one of the 3, so you have 20 more HP and 20 increased max.
Yeah.
I'm gonna... Let's see, this is level 1. So I'll do this at... I'm going to do this at level 3 so that everyone in the party except Betha gets blessed.
Sweet.
And then, because I feel like she doesn't hit very hard when she tries to attack. So you guys go do your thing now. And I'm not going to use any bonus action. That's my turn.
You said everybody's on bless?
Everyone but Betha, yes.
Amazing.
All right.
What icon we use for bless again?
I usually did a little glowing.
So the icon isn't as important for me because I don't need to know that you have it. That's more for you all to remember. So whatever you need to put to remember that you have it, or just remember it, it's up to you.
This is the one that I use. Yeah.
So the rot trolls go. This one is going to run out of the fire. I'm just going to check his movement. All right. So this guy comes running around trying to get in front of the guy who's in his way. This one here...
So I think he's actually the only one that actually can't see through it because it is not occupying any of his space. So there's a small part of me that thinks he's dumb enough to just try to hide in the middle. But
well, he knows it's really hot, so he's probably not going to stay in there. He's going to try to run south, get burned by your wall, so give me a damage roll. Runs to about here, takes 27 fire, which turns off his regeneration. Then he's going to double move, getting up to here and ending his turn. So you see a bunch of them now coming down the hall towards you, Theo. That's it for the Raw Trolls. Beldani.
Alright. Reaction back. Going to take a stab. Hopefully hit this time.
Alright, so you stab with the dagger of Asiak, and you do indeed land a hit. Cutting him for 40 points of damage. And let's see. Yeah, no, so he takes full damage. He would spray for 8 points of poison as he gurgles, falling over dead.
No puffy cloud of yuckiness?
No, he doesn't explode. He just sprays some poison as he is killed.
That makes me happy.
I don't see any. I saw them all dash around. Actually, I didn't because the wall was opaque. But I saw the wall appear, and I don't see any of them appear, so I'm going to instead head around. That's 30 feet movement, and then I'll bonus action dash,
Hold on,
where
he
I can
runs up front.
see them, and I will stop there, just out of melee range.
Okay.
Allegedly.
So Ivor, what are you gonna do?
Well. Good question. Well, first things first, I'm just gonna move a little bit because I don't think that. Well, yeah. So I'm gonna stop concentrating on wall of fire because it is no longer beneficial. And then I'm gonna just move a little bit. I'm gonna fly 5, 10, 15, so that way I'm in the junction of this bend. And then
Wish there was an invocation that let you move spells like that around. As a warlock.
that'd be wild. Well, that'd be a little OP though, because then you're just casting small fireballs for free every turn.
True.
But yeah, owing to the possibility that they're probably just going to move again, I think this time I will opt for a fireball instead of a wall of flame. I forget actually how big those are.
20-foot radius.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay. Yeet. Oh.
Alright, so you hurl a fireball down the hallway as they come running up. And there's another big explosion of flame as the trolls are yelling something in giant. So the three of them have to make deck saves.
Doesn't Bonnie speak giant? Do I remember that he could speak
He
to
does.
Ratbro?
He does, yeah.
Ah, nice. Okay. Although he's raging right now, so I'm sure he's not translating.
Yeah, he's too busy being angry at everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, all three of them made it. Wow. So they take 20 points of damage each.
Still fire.
Still fire. The first guy looks wounded now. The second guy looks very wounded now, and he took fire. And the third guy made it. So he took 20. Does not look wounded yet. Anything else, Ivor?
I will. You said one of the. Wait, no, that's a leveled spell, so I can't do it anyway. Yeah, that is it.
Alright, Theo. So Beldani rushed in front of you to meet the onslaught of angry-looking giant creatures.
Head up to right there and send a lightning bolt going right through them. Hang on, let me reposition a little.
Nice.
Alright, so you send a lightning bolt flying through the area.
Would that hit all three?
There's definitely a way to do it. Yeah.
That's fine. So they get dex saves. There's more dex spells come flying at them. The first one makes it, taking 13 lightning. But the other two fail, taking 26. And this guy goes as he is sizzled and falls over, crackling. Oh, and this guy took fire damage. And this guy also takes 26. And now he looks wounded.
Might not have fire, but I have something close to it.
Zalia.
Well, Ivor did us the courtesy of taking care of the fire for the round, so we can do whatever we want.
Were you done, Theo?
Yeah, I still haven't taken damage.
Okay, Zalia.
I believe I will cast another fireball.
All right,
And I'll
so
pass it on top of those other two and accept my friends, so I don't need to position it really.
all right, so there's another explosion of fire, which gives them dex saves. One of them makes it, one of them fails it. So the first one is completely engulfed, and the second one takes 20 points of damage and is looking pretty ragged, but is still up. Anything else?
Nope. Just staying where I am.
All right,
Way
Donnie.
different than last time we fought these guys.
Donnie, seeing Belle run around the corner, is going to follow suit. 10, 15.
I think last time a bunch of people were close to them and they kept exploding poison everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, we learned our lesson.
He also
Yeah.
has. Doesn't he have the? He's got the.
He can
the-
charge
the-
at things.
Yeah, I was like, I was gonna call it
Yes.
the Tanaruk bullshit.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
So he is going to make a full-on charge to the remaining troll.
He's probably going to tell us all not to attack it.
I
It's
imagine him
mine.
like.
And just be like, I've got this.
I imagine him like.
Come on, dumbass.
It's like a like his legs are like a like some sort of like rotor or something like that. That like when he's running, it runs quickly, but as soon as he sees something, it's just like.
Yeah, it spins
It
up.
turbo activates.
Yes, a turbo. That's exactly what his legs are.
So 19 would strike, dealing 21, and this guy goes down. Anything else, Donnie?
21.
That'll do
Oh,
it.
nice.
20, actually.
Or 20? Oh, right, because you had 12
right,
and...
yeah.
Sorry, 12 and 8, so 20.
Yep.
So anything else, Donnie?
No, that is going to be the end of his turn.
I mean, are they all dead?
Not quite.
They were.
They've been burnt.
Oh,
Well, actually, wait. Yeah, this
They have
one
been
was-
burnt, Lou.
Not
the-
this guy up here.
The guy up top was burned by Zalia's fireball.
Yeah.
Then his turn passed, though, after that. And then he was just killed right away by Beldani. So I don't
So
think
he-
he's...
oh, well, in that case.
Oh wait, yeah,
I
that's
might
a
not
good
have-
point.
All right.
So he double moves up here.
Oh no!
But that's all
I
he
thought
can
he was
do.
coming for me. Okay.
Because he had to get up and then move over there. Kill! Betha, what are you gonna do?
Sacred Flame?
Alright, so as he comes running up, you're like, "Wah!" and just throw a sacred flame in his face. So he makes a saving throw, another dex save. He would completely fail, taking... does that include Blessed Strikes for a dex save?
It's a cantrip. It's a cantrip.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'll link
Alright.
it. Yeah. It's cantrip specifically. It's not.
Alright.
Yeah.
So
Well,
he-
I'm sorry. It might be weapon attacks as well, but here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought it was just weapon.
I think it is
Or
attacks.
cantrips or
one way or
weapon
the other.
attacks. Okay, so it says
Oh.
cantrips or weapon. That's interesting. All right, so yeah, I would check out then. So he is blasted with radiant energy. He does 8 points of damage, poison to you and Zalia, but then he would once again fall over dead.
Okay, confession, guys. I actually forgot the Sacred Flame wasn't fire damage.
We're
No,
here now.
it is radiant damage.
Yeah. What's the damage again that I just took?
Eight poison to you and Zalia. So that's it for you. The Rot Trolls are dead. Beldani.
Oh, actually, I would move back, but yeah, go ahead.
You would see
Guys.
him kind of murmuring on the floor as his wounds are healing.
Roast him. Go ahead.
No, I don't really.
Beldani's left. He forgot his lighter at
Don't
home.
worry.
I'm sorry.
I'm like, So, Belle will actually. He's gonna head down the hall the opposite direction, just looking at the professor, saying, "You got this," to see if there's anything else coming this way. So I think I can head to. Let's see, that was.
You don't see anything.
So I can head out to this rough terrain here, and I'll shout back to the group, "It looks clear," and that will be my turn.
Alright, Ivor.
I will touch down on the ground, and I will walk 5-10 feet, standing next to the professor, and then not because it is necessary, but just because it would be embarrassing if I missed. I want as many attack rolls as possible, and I will Scorching Ray this allegedly dead-ass guy.
Alright, so you have advantage and disadvantage because he's, yeah. Alright, so
What?
you just,
Wait, why do I have
Wow.
disadvantage?
because he's prone? Isn't that with the ranged attacks?
I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right.
They cancel
I
each
was-
other out though, so it's just
Yeah.
straight roll.
I specifically didn't get within 5 feet of him because I didn't want to have disadvantage from his presence. But yeah, absolutely.
Aiming down is hard.
It is hard.
Wait,
Alright,
did you just like get 6 attacks with that?
yeah, he's
spell?
Scorching Raid, which
Ooh,
does a
I
bunch of
didn't.
attacks.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it. Wow.
Scorching Ray doesn't always do 6. It only does 6. It scales with Upcast.
So
Yeah,
he
But
okay.
I don't have a choice.
We haven't seen you cast that before, have we?
Exactly once.
Oh yeah, he did massive damage with it before.
Did I see it? I don't think I saw it.
So yeah, you just
I
see
think-
Ivor do like a flourish as all these rays of fire just blast this thing on the ground.
Actually, you're right. You didn't see it. So that was, yeah,
And
relevant
now
for
you've like
RP.
done it right under Zalia's nose.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so
Oh.
so the only time I have ever cast it is when it was actually my first fight with you guys. I think when we were fighting the golems,
Yeah.
and you were in the
Actually,
hallway and I was in the room.
Each hit does a splash of damage or a splash of poison.
Son of a bitch.
No.
I think technically it would.
Wouldn't it
'Cause
just be the first one be the one to finish it off with the
Wait,
regeneration?
can you just can you post
yeah.
the spell? I'm curious about it.
Sure,
I don't know this
I
one.
won't troll you too hard, but cha.
Ah,
Wah, wah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's 7 more points of poison as a bunch of poison sprays off him as Ivor just blasts the crap out of him.
Tippin' hilarious if Ivor goes lanes beside C's like, I got you!
I
Downs
got
her.
you, Zalia.
I'd be
Just
upset.
poison all over her.
And I gotta click them for fun. I just gotta.
For fun.
If you click more than one, I'm doing damage to Zalia.
Oh no.
No.
We're already here.
Yes,
It's already happened, Morty. There's no going back.
No,
You can't undo what's been done, Morty.
that's fine. That's fine. All right, yeah, just the first one. So yeah, just
Did it work?
a little poison sprays up as he just blasts the troll for a bunch of damage.
I am going to give Ivor quite a look. It's fine.
I got it.
She's like
Oh.
dodging these.
Can't decide if I'm impressed or depressed. Really.
Are you
Yeah,
wearing
yeah.
anything you really like? Are you wearing anything that Zalia really likes, like a cloak?
I
or like
am.
a-
I'm wearing the robes that I just got cleaned, and I.
Yeah, so they've just been splashed with acid and they have little holes.
Well,
I definitely am not-
poison, not acid. It's poison.
Oh, okay, all right, that's a little better. Never mind.
Yeah.
Still, it's really gross and it smells bad.
Zalia probably gives Ivor a bit of a look.
I'm gonna use
there's so many looks.
prestidigitation
I love it.
the poison from my gown.
All right, my question is there any poison effects that are lasting on any of my party members?
No, it's just when the poison splashes, it does damage.
It was just an immediate damage, not
Yeah.
a left. Okay.
If we're out of combat, start harvesting.
Yeah. So you're getting the troll essence.
Troll essence, and if I can, from the ones that were spewing poison, I want to try and extract some for Bell.
So do you you have a poisonous kit?
I'll call Bell over for that and be like, hey, give you the idea if you want to, you might be able to get some poison from him.
Yes, I do have a poisoner's kit, so
So if you're proficient with a poisoner's kit, you might actually be able
I
to
am.
extract some. But this will take time if you want to wait here and start working on this.
about
talking
how
an hour?
long will it take?
It'd probably be... So if you got all of them, I'll say 20 minutes.
Okay, that's fine. Let's do it.
I think it's
Yup.
worth waiting. It's
All
gonna
right.
take me that long to get all the poison off my gown.
She needs like a few casts of prestidigitation.
Mhm.
Alright, so give me a d20 roll, as you are a bit exposed here. There could be more
What's that?
trolls in the area.
I said, Ivor, is there any on the back? Can you see?
Can I cast
None on the back, no.
Can I cast my second wild companion to have my bat like kind of watch for us while we're doing this?
Sure. So 11. No, the time passes without issue. You would collect 80 gold pieces worth of raw troll essence, and you have nature, right? Someone has nature or alchemy.
Yes.
I think a couple of us.
And you would collect 60 gold pieces of venom troll essence. Or you could mix them and just have troll essence if you don't have the extra containers. As for the poison, using the poisoner's kit, give me a poisoner's kit roll for this one.
What ability score would that use?
Probably I would go with intelligence or wisdom, your choice. As you kind of have
Dex to make sure you don't poison
know
yourself.
what you're doing.
So that would be wisdom. So that's a d20 plus 6.
Pretty good. So you're able to collect probably about where was it? Venom troll. Probably about 70 gold pieces worth of poison, venom troll poison.
Good.
Okay. And Belle's gonna pocket the venom troll poison.
Right. You don't
Got
know.
plans for that?
You don't know. And actually, let me double check that poison if that stays potent. I think it does. So yeah, you think the poison, I mean, it won't stay potent forever, but with your knowledge of poisons from the poisoner's kit, you would guess it would probably be potent for about a week or so.
Okay.
Can we put it like? Isn't the portable hole like a cold void? Like with the refrigeration and like help extend that at all?
Portable refrigerator trap?
I don't know if it would extend the potency of poison.
Okay.
The bag of colding is a custom item.
Bag of colding.
I will.
It popped up in critical.
Actually.
Yeah, it was a critical role thing.
That.
It's there is a chest version. It is a bag of holding that just has cooling effect on it, so it keeps meat and stuff preserved longer.
This game
Well, I think the
punishing.
I think the official item, the chest one, it's basically a refrigerator, but it's like a chest of preservation or something for food. Yeah.
I'll just have to be sure to use the poison all within the next week. That's
All right. So you just poison tip everything you own right now, and then just start slinging it at everything we meet.
I think
AKA vampires.
I think it's an action to apply poison, and it stays potent for like a minute or something, or 10 minutes.
Or I think it's a minute or until you hit something with it.
Yeah, once
it's a minute
applied.
until you hit, and thankfully, as a poisoner, I can apply poison as a bonus action.
Oh,
nice.
okay.
So
wait, are you an assassin?
No, I took the poisoner feat.
Poisoner's a feat.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right, so what does the group want to do? It is about...
To the vault.
Let's get to the vault.
Indeed.
How much was the troll essence again? Sorry, make sure I have it written down right.
So it's about 1:50 a.m. Which troll? Or just both of them?
Y'all put that troll poison stuff in your own inventory, right?
Belle did. The poison.
Belle took it, I believe.
But
Yeah, I
the
was
troll-
Garrett.
the
I
troll
was getting
had essence.
like crafting ingredients, the unrefined stuff.
So do you have containers to put the essence in for the...
We have a lot of vials.
We have many. Yeah.
Literally dozens.
Alright, so you can spend one for each of them if you're keeping them separate. There's the rot troll, which was 40 gold pieces, I believe.
Are you collecting these, Jarvo, or do you want me to put them in the bag of...
I'm typing them right now.
The Venom Troll was 60. Or wait, sorry, because there's two. So 60 Venom and 80 for the Raw Troll. Yeah, because there was two each. Alright, so you're heading back towards the vault.
Yes.
Alright, moving on from this place.
Turns out there was a treasure chest hidden and we just didn't see it.
Perhaps.
Allegedly.
Maybe we should have investigated this.
I always had that thought anytime there's some dark left on the map. I'm just like, that's where the loot is!
That's where
Well,
the
even
loot
when
was.
there's no dark left on the map, we don't know what secret doors we've missed.
I need to make my loot goblin again.
Missed all of them. So you
There's a
continue-
+3 pact of...
He says that to tease us, but honestly, in the course of the almost 2 years this game has been going, I bet we've missed more doors than we haven't. Way more. Or not doors necessarily, but secret
You'll
alcoves.
never
and
know.
I do check for doors when we're in rooms, but not so much in caves.
Yeah, there's a lot of area in this cave. Give me another D20 roll as you approach the
More
place.
trolls. Let's light them up. Just fucking
Light
roast
'em
them.
up.
light
Big
'em
troll shows up.
on fire.
Oh crap, King Troll might show up.
Yeah, King Troll
Oh,
is still
yeah, did
down.
we
Okay,
not
he's
finish
still.
him off?
Yeah, he's.
Oh, I forgot
he's
about
around.
that.
I'm gonna roast his ass.
Alright, so you don't actually encounter anything else, and you start getting into the ruined vault area at around 2:30 in the morning.
We just sleep. But first, do we need to do any... Oh, we don't have Stone Shape enabled though, do we?
I need con saves from everyone as you're starting to get tired.
Oh,
DC 10.
yeah.
We don't have stone shapes. I need it for the morning, so we need to.
Yeah. All right.
Wait, that it still makes, but I don't have bless anymore.
Oh, Belle, I don't know if you noticed. I did bandage you after that last fight. It was 18.
I did notice, thank you.
Alright, so
It said 17, but I hadn't
can you-
adjusted the macro for level 12.
Did you bandage Donnie as well?
I couldn't. I didn't realize he needed it, but yes, she would have if he needed it.
Yes.
So let me do that now.
Alright, so as you enter the ruined area, you would notice there are new footprints going through this place. Signs of passage indicating others may have come through here.
Do they look like
Hey.
elf boots?
Oh, well, if they're elven
narrower.
boots, we might see them. They might at least try.
I'm not sure what elf boots look like, but they
Narrower
do look
than
like
human.
they do look like booted footprints, possibly of something around human-sized.
Hey, Belle, do these boot prints look like the boots you wore?
Because all elves wear the same fucking boots.
Yeah.
It's no, specifically because he was held by these people and stuff. He might have had some equipment from them and everything.
No, honestly, when you said elf boots, I was just thinking like boots of elven kind, but like maybe yeah.
No, I was thinking like some Keebler motherfuckers with
Yeah,
the
that's
toes
what I
like
was thinking,
curved
like
up and
little-
backwards.
Little booties, little elven booties.
I was
gonna say-
genuinely thinking Shadowkai or
Little
elves
pointed
and stuff.
toes.
Belle might have equipment.
Belle does have boots of elven kind on, so
Are you
What's
still,
that?
or sorry, are you still scouting Beldani? As you
I would
move through
assume
the
so.
ruins? Alright.
And also, as long as it didn't take us more than 2 hours to get from the trolls to the vault, then there's also a bat like following up behind us, like 60 feet.
Yeah. So as you're approaching where you think the vault is, Beldani, you see a bunch of torchlight coming from it.
Oh,
And I think we determined that you're familiar head timed out.
And give me.
well, the first one, she crossed
yeah,
it
this
again.
is a second. one.
Oh.
I'm gonna
Just as we were
sneak ahead
approaching the
to see
trolls,
what
she
I can
crossed it
see from the torchlight. I'm gonna sneak far enough away from the group that I'm outside the range of their light.
Alright, give me a stealth
I don't
check.
think we're carrying light, are we?
I thought you were
Unless-
using the four lights.
I have dancing light going unless
Oh,
I
you
want
do.
to.
Okay, gotcha.
Wait, Lou, are we in the area where we fought Malik right now?
Not yet. You're approaching that area. Beldani got there first because he was scouting. So you approach, getting closer, and you do see there are a bunch of Shatter Kai in the vault room where you fought
Oh,
Malik.
shit.
Looks like maybe some shadow dancers and just some soldiers are there as well. And the vault is partially opened.
Son of a bitch.
I will.
Partially open, like they're chipping away at our cover or whatever.
Like it's opened already. Someone got it opened.
Oh, God.
How many Shatterkai are there?
You count 8. 4 of them look like they have the spike chains, and it looks like 4 of them have bows and arrows.
All right. I'm going to use my insight to try and determine who the leader is.
And you would notice a light coming from the vault itself, which you can't see into yet because you're too far away. So there might be more in there.
Someone's in there. Oh, gosh.
And
This is not good.
I am. Honestly, Belle is just gonna, from the shadows, snipe the leader with a
I knew that was coming.
walloping crossbow bolt.
Not gonna at least
Wait, before the group
If
is
he-
there?
back you
That
up.
was
Yep.
I mean, certainly can't. Can you see that? Can you see him?
So you can't.
No, we can't. He
so
went way ahead of us.
No, not us. I
I'm
think
100.
The leader.
I'm 120 feet ahead.
The leader.
I think you can
guys.
see. You can see four bow dudes and 4 chain dudes. I think he said that.
If there is a leader among them, these all look like soldiers. You're not sure who the leader would be, but there might be someone else in the vault itself right now.
Well, then,
and you can't see back in the vault.
Whoever is in command outside, I'm
Yes.
shooting him in the face.
pretty much.
Got him.
So I'm going to shoot my crossbow at one of the guys with the chain, a chain weapon, who is closest to the vault door.
So,
Going to
point
see
of
if I can
word,
try and fell him with one shot.
those of us who can see 120 feet in the distance, do we see Baldani?
So
take
you
this
would
shot?
you would kind of see him kind of get down and like kind of crawl forward a bit, and it looks like he's taking aim at something.
Just gonna exchange a look with Ivor at that.
I'm going to roll my eyes and say, "For fuck's sake," and I'm just gonna get ready to go.
So
I'm not gonna interrupt whatever's happening.
So, and at this point, as you're kind of about to take the shot, one of them would whistle as he kind of sees the dancing lights at the end of the hallway. But if you were attacking...
How fucking far can he see?
I guess
the lights make light.
Yeah, it's a straight hallway, so he would just
Right
see
in the
lights over
distance,
there.
it shines.
That's a long fucking hallway.
Yeah, it's a straight shot hallway down to this place. That's why you can see Beldani.
Oh yeah, no, I take it back. Yeah, of course I can.
Okay.
We're the same distance away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, get ready.
So, are you gonna
Get
all
ready for
start kind of moving down towards the vault at this point?
No, Beldani's gonna shoot a guy, and then we're gonna have We're gonna have catch-up combat.
Can
We're gonna have
Betha,
dashing. We're gonna have dashing rounds.
Can Betha latch on to Theo like right as Beldani starts attacking so that she gets a free ride?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm like sitting on your foot and hugging your calf.
As soon as you jump on, my movement goes down to half.
I'm overburdened.
I'm not strong.
As Zalia says, "Get ready," and Theo says, "What for?" I'm gonna say, I'm gonna chuckle to myself because I actually think it's a little bit funny, and I think Beldani's about to shoot a guy in the face.
I think we're about to have a really serious combat when we were hoping to rest. So it's not so funny.
If Bell or if Ivor said that with the lights going, can I? How far is Bella away from us?
120 feet.
He's
a little,
120
well, a little bit less because you were walking down the hallway, so maybe like 100 feet.
All right.
But
I heard combat's about to happen, and Theo thinks Bell's by himself and is going to vortex warp Donnie 90 feet ahead. So not
Nice.
to Bell, but a lot closer than the rest of us.
Oh, and just to clarify, Theo, would 90 pounds encumber you?
I am at 98 pounds out of 120. So
Okay,
yes.
So then Betha would not like jump up and latch onto you.
I'm not Giltis. I miss it.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
So, yeah, you're.
Can I jump on Donnie? Is he close enough?
He's gonna teleport right from under you.
So,
Then never mind.
as I said, this is kind of what you see, Donnie. These guys in front look like actual shadow dancers with the chains, while these guys in back just look like maybe infantry. As they're kind of just hanging out. None of them look like they're too worried because they may have been on guard for a while, and there is possibly someone back in the vault. So which one are you going to shoot at?
The one, actually, that depends on where I am.
So you're probably about 10 feet off the map here.
Because I would need to be within... okay, so I'd be within 120 feet. Because I would have... Well, I need to be within 30 feet if I want to avoid disadvantage, because I'm assuming the whistle has gone off, so they're on alert.
So they're kind of looking down the hall now at the lights. And one of them says in Elvish, I think someone's coming.
You're hidden though, right, Bell?
Yeah, they don't see Beldani.
Allegedly.
Oh, I thought he attacked. Okay.
No, not
He's
yet.
yeah, he's about to shoot a guy.
We were in the process.
So I would have advantage.
Combat yet. Can Betha like dash a couple times so she's not gonna take a bunch of rounds to get caught up?
No, it's all happening like
well, yeah,
all of us are like 100 feet back.
Yeah, so it's if he's gonna take the shot, it would be before you all come running down the hallway.
So I'm
don't
gonna
worry,
get
Betha. It's not just you; it's everybody's making dashes. Don't worry.
Yeah, but I'm also the slowest party member.
That's a thing.
Donnie is popping up 30 feet behind Bell after Bell shoots because I think that's how the timing would go off on me activating.
So I'm going to move to the... Actually, I'm not going to shoot him. I'm going to move to the edge of the room and shoot the one on the southern side. Because that will put me within 30 feet, so I'll have advantage on the shot.
Oh my.
Alright,
Unless he can see you.
Moving into the room.
Moving to the edge of the room.
Are these pillars making light?
So actually I forgot I turned off lighting in this room, so hang on, because I have to turn that back on at this point.
Oh yeah, you turned it off when we...
I was like, wow, this room, bright as fuck.
Yeah.
Also, this would be gone.
Oh, wait. Wow.
I'm sure we'll be back in a second.
Yeah, we'll be back in a second. So yeah, that thing is gone.
2 minutes later.
And they do have torches in here. So those are...
Should we put ourselves into like the hallway here just for I know we're not right there, but just so we can roll?
Yeah, you can put yourselves at the edge if you're running down if you're gonna be running down the hallway.
I'm just thinking so we can select.
Oh yeah, that's
here or are we on the side? Are we on the south? Coming in from the south or in
put your token right there.
You're coming in from over here, yeah.
Alright, Lou, I can't...
Oh, I see what you've done. Oh, you reset it. Okay.
Lou, I can't do anything with the token I just put down. I apologize.
Where'd you put it?
Here.
I don't even see your token.
It's not pinging. It's like there.
Maybe try it again?
Yeah, try putting it down again, maybe.
Like, I kind of vaguely see the edge of it, but it's like just off the map. So there could be two of me now.
Here.
Okay, I see you, Betha.
Oh, now there's three of me. Okay.
Alright, so Beldani is the only one here. So you're going to try to move up to the edge here while hiding?
Yes. So basically, follow along that wall and just peek out from the wall to shoot
combat roll.
this guy.
Give me a stealth check.
combat roll for style
since
points.
you're getting further in at this point. Alright, so you very stealthily move up to the edge. Luckily, they can't really see you that well because you're kind of under cover there. They're still sort of bending down, trying to see who's coming, and you're shooting this guy. Right?
Actually, the southernmost guy.
Okay, so give me initiative rolls, and let's kick at least this round off.
Bill got that initiative.
Yeah, just finally, I get the jump, literally and figuratively.
Saw your own people. I'm like, I'm gonna kill them all.
Those are some pretty
Like,
good rolls, actually.
There can only be one.
Can
Well,
only be one.
They did not do.
They didn't make the same choices in life.
So give
Yeah,
me
well-
an attack roll at advantage on this guy.
Having kept me prisoner, there's really no love lost. So.
Yeah, they have.
Oh, wild. Ivor is not in tune with that story.
I feel like you would know it by now.
I don't know.
I
It's
thought
never
we
come up.
talked about it.
Mm-mm.
All right, so 25 because it would be at advantage.
Yeah, 25 would strike as there's a bunch of yelling as your crossbow bolt goes off, doing 34 points of damage.
Wait, didn't you say that was one of the radiant knocker down ones?
Yes.
Wallop.
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
Using the walloping
So-
one.
Yep.
Yes. So that would be. Oh, I don't know why it should not have rolled sneak attack damage again. It's just an extra 1d6 radiant damage. That's an extra 4 radiant damage.
Okay, so he takes 4. And isn't there like a save where he's knocked prone or something?
Yeah, it's a DC 10
Okay.
save,
Is it-
I believe.
Dex or con?
So
Strength. Or
there's some yells. We're under attack. Strength save. He is knocked prone. Oof. There's a bit of an explosion and he goes flying back. You would see at this point a face peek out from the vault that you actually recognize.
Oh, son of a bitch.
All of us or Beldani?
Beldani sees this.
Oh.
Well, I meant recognize. Yeah, but okay.
Yeah, no, I recognize him all right.
He
Oh,
says, "What's going on?" And one of them yells, "We're under attack." And he would yell, "Who's there? Stop!" The group is going to come running up at this point. These guys are kind of taking cover, but they don't actually fire back yet. These guys
Wild.
kind of take cover. So you all come running up at this point. Are you rushing into the room, or what are you doing? You see Beldani sort of taking cover at the entryway of the room.
I mean,
The
if
rest
he's
of our turns, you mean?
So we're not. I didn't go into combat just yet, because they didn't attack when you first started firing into the room.
How far ahead was Beldani, and would we know that he just attacked something?
Yeah, you saw him shoot into the room, and you heard some yelling. But
Well, I didn't see him because even with my dark vision and my light,
There-
Yeah, I've already
there's
told us.
light.
seen that
There's-
far.
There's light in here though, so
Yeah,
you
well,
might
you-
have been able to see him.
no,
Right, but we're not
you would
here when
you would
he
see
does
him
the
as you
attack.
came running up behind, because he would lose cover as you came from behind him. He has cover from them,
Right.
not from you.
I was asking what was the prompt for us to come running up from behind? Because if he was 120 feet ahead of us,
We
Then-
saw him.
Don't.
The
I guess
yelling,
originally it would have been that I said he was shooting.
okay, then yeah. So then yeah, I think we would all run.
All right. So question.
And I assume that
Beldani.
means that the dancing lights and the light rings and stuff would come with.
Yeah, so you would all come running up. Would you continue attacking after the first shot if they don't fire back right away?
I think we have some tricks in store, Lou, if you want to go into the rounds.
Well, I don't know if you guys are going to fight yet. So that's why I'm asking.
I mean,
Well,
certainly
that's why I'm suggesting we get into rounds.
I was gonna say we we could have chosen to. If Beldani was shooting and we had stuff to do at range, I think there are some among us who would have chosen to do so.
So from down the hall, you mean?
Maybe.
No, because we have teleportation magics.
Yeah, Donnie's.
Donnie's halfway up the hall.
Already up there.
I
Yeah.
have
All right.
dimension
So
doors.
we're fighting. All right, let's fight then. Into initiative. Betha.
I mean,
You
it might
run.
not be a fight, you know?
You run
This was
down the
just-
hall. Or sorry, what?
It might not end up being a fight. We still have to get there.
Yeah, I was gonna just skip ahead and say you ran up, just to further the scene. But if you want to do it mechanically, we can do it that way. That's fine.
Well, I'm saying. I think what she's saying is she's not committed one way or the other, but it's to say that we've just ran up and not fought. Some people might want to. I think
All
that's
right.
what she's trying to say.
Betha, what do you want to do? It's
Yeah.
your turn. You're next.
Apologize. I
So
apologize.
did the Shadow Archive already have a chance to move in that way?
All right. We'll go back. So this guy was here. This guy was here. Betha, you're running down the hall.
I mean, yes, she would definitely be running. Please remind me what Betha knows of the Shadow Kai, because I don't want to mix up what's happened in other groups and stuff. Like, they've been aggressive towards us?
Yes, sir. Well,
Are
the
they,
shadow
like,
dancers in the
murderous?
past have. Yes.
Or what have you?
Belle's the only one that's been friendly with us, other than a temporary truce with Vatra.
They've been violent and ready to kill. Okay, all right. Then yeah, she would run as much as she could. If Belle was scouting 120 feet ahead of us, I don't know that it's weird for Betha to be able to act first.
So you
even
are
though I know I rolled well.
You are about 90 feet away at this point. The shot went off. So
All right.
how far? I assume you're running down the hallway.
Yeah, she would do 50 feet of movement, and my bat was 60 feet behind the party and would do how much movement? 60 feet of movement. So I guess, yeah, and those would be dashes. And I honestly, I don't think she's going to do any bonus action at this point. So that's my turn.
So you just dashing?
Well, yeah, if she moved 50, she probably can't see anything yet, right?
Not very well. You could kind of see into the room. So you're 50 feet off the map at this point.
Oh yeah, then she can't do anything yet.
I think.
Well,
No, 40
is my
feet.
entire party within? Let me look here. No, that's only 30 feet. Yeah, so yeah, she does nothing. That's my turn.
Okay. Next up, Ivor. So you're at 90 feet down the hallway. What are you doing?
Like 90 feet from Belle? Or
90 feet off the map because Belle moved in. So
okay.
Yeah.
So the first space here would be the 95th foot.
Yes.
Okay. I can do math. Why is it so hard?
It's 140 feet from where you are to
Yes.
shoot at that guy.
Yes. Okay. 140 feet. Okay. Well, so I actually don't think that I have ever seen Shadow Archive before. So owing to, I'm operating pretty much strictly on trust here. Oh wow, that has more range than I thought it did. And there are lights in this room, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Huh. Neat. Neat. What is the splash? Okay.
I'm enjoying the scheming.
Gamers! I think that it should be able to get... Actually, hold on, let me do it. Let me do it to corner. Yeah. Not quite. Wait. Yes. Nope. Yes. Allegedly. Okay. So, I actually don't need to move for this one, because it has 150 feet of range. But I will just, just for funsies, I would say at this point, I actually do. I like snap my fingers into a finger gun, and a teeny tiny right streak yeets out from my extended finger and explodes at a point within range. Let me pull up the thing just to make sure that it does actually get all the dudes.
I tried something like that one time, blew my hand off.
It does. Get him. So this
Watch
teeny
the
tiny
master.
thing starts shooting down the hallway and explodes in a fucking fire explosion. Or some fireball.
Alright, so they make dex saves.
36. God,
DC
getting outshone by the
16.
wizard today.
So they would make it.
A
Taking,
lot of twos that roll.
Yeah, taking 18 points of damage each as there's an explosion of fire. And one of them yells, "We're under attack, wizards!" Anything else?
Can I hear him say wizards?
He said in Elven. If you speak
I-
Elven.
I don't. God damn it. I was gonna make a chiding remark. So I'm 90 feet off. I'll move 30 feet, so I'm 60 feet off. And end my turn right there.
Alright, Theo.
I'm gonna use full 30 feet of movement. How far back does that put me from Bell?
You are now 60 feet away.
60 feet. So that would still be 2 full turns for Betha to run forward to catch up with everybody, right? Well, that's more than
More.
2.
Yes, I believe so.
Alright, Bell's 60 feet ahead. Should put Betha in range. I'm gonna use my... and remember I had Donnie put 30 feet behind Bell before things really started kicking off. I'm gonna use Vortex Warp to move Betha right behind Donnie.
Alright. Wait, Donnie is, where?
30 feet
30
behind
feet behind
Bell.
me.
When did that happen?
I think
Before-
that might actually have to happen as part of your initiative because I think it was Beldani's shot that triggered
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
So you may Donnie might not
It
have
was... I did it in response to you saying Beldani's about to shoot somebody, but...
No,
yeah, we can say I teleport Donnie to...
30
actually-
feet behind Bell, Donnie.
I ran up 30 feet, so I can teleport Donnie right next to Beldani.
Nice.
Okay. So, Donnie is now teleported into the room.
Donnie's getting really used to being yeeted into the fucking room.
I have that spell, so I can either pull
I think
Z
you
out
like
of things or put Donnie into it.
Alright. Zalia. Or are you
Okay.
done, Theo?
Yeah, 30 feet of movement, and then action to send Donnie ahead.
Okay.
So we're 120, currently 120 feet back from where we are in the room right now.
But
You're
Donnie-
90 feet.
90.
90 feet.
Oh, 90.
Oh!
Okay.
Hang on a second. Let me check wording real fast on something I might be able to do bonus actions.
Yeah, that changes things, yeah.
Producing spell effects isn't the same as casting, correct?
Depends.
Depends on
Probably.
the spell effect.
Let me cast it. Because if that's not casting the Vortex Warp, then I can still cast a bonus action spell.
I'd say that gets a little froggy because it is still a spell. It's not like
Well, it doesn't.
Like
it
a-
also doesn't require verbal, somatic, or material components whenever it's used in the spell story.
But it says it
You're
requires
still-
one
you're-
action to
you're
cast.
Yeah.
yeah.
What are you looking at? Because it says one action to cast. Unless
you go.
it says
Yeah.
something else.
Oh.
somewhere.
Usually, if it uses the word cast, then that's usually the key.
Yep,
Well,
I
I
missed
would
that
say-
word.
It's actually that's interesting. I think technically you might be able to make. Wait, no. Oh, you can't store bonus actions. That's fucking neat.
See,
Oh,
I'm
no, it's
reading part of it.
action
While
can't
holding
be
the object,
stored.
a creature can take an action to produce the spell's effect from it.
Yeah,
It's
so
an
that part
action
doesn't say
to
cast.
That's
so-
not
Produce the
casting,
spell's
it's,
effect, not cast.
But it is an
Yeah.
action.
Yes, and
Right.
the reason I was wondering that is because then I could use my bonus action to cast a spell.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was trying to
That
get
seems legit.
clarification
That's
on.
similar to like a channel divinity, which works that way.
So what are you casting as a bonus action?
That's froggy.
I am going to cast the Shardin Stride to get 20 feet extra movement speed
Okay.
and move 20 feet up closer, so that'll put me, instead of, it was 60 feet back, I'm now 40 feet back.
All right, Zalia.
Okay, so I'm 90 feet back, so I'm going to move up 30 feet to be next to Ivor.
Yep.
So now I'm 60 feet.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't do math. Okay, hold on. All right. Okay, I'm gonna cast fire. And get these guys. I'm gonna cast it from the staff again, so charges left on the staff.
God damn it. Get out of here with all your fucking 40s.
Holy wow.
Jesus.
And
I have 2 features to help me upscale my rolls. 2.
I'm gonna cast it right there, and I'm gonna ignore the whining next to me.
And with how turns work and stuff, they pretty much just had a fireball explode in their face, went, oh, it's a fire, boom, another one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Better one.
Oh, I'm not gonna throw
Hey!
pain in
I
people's faces.
resent
All right,
that.
so
And then
two
I'm
of
gonna use
them-
my
I mean,
bonus
they're both
action.
really
I'm gonna use my
out,
bonus
but,
action
you
to
know.
wink at Ivor.
Like, I'm sorry, did you think you knew how to do this? I still got things to teach you.
Apparently, fuck.
Only 8 points difference.
All right,
That's
That's
so
20%.
Yeah. They're both way more damage than Basic can do.
That's true.
But then it couldn't, yeah. That's because of build choices, but yeah.
all right. Anything else?
Nope, that's it. Just that bonus action.
All right, Donnie.
All right. Seeing all of this, Donnie is going to just beeline for.
Give me a wisdom save.
Ooh.
All right.
Or sorry, give me a charisma save.
Oh.
Mm.
I forgot a different spell.
Or,
Donnie.
Spell?
Donnie disappears.
Wait, it was a spell?
What?
He runs in
No,
the
he's
room
too
and just
far back.
winks out.
What?
Yeah, he's just gone. You're not sure what happened. You would notice the spell, Donnie, as he rushes in.
That's more the spell spell.
You have Arcana, don't you, Beldani?
I do not.
Oh, never mind. So yeah,
I do,
It's
and I can see it from where I am.
I was gonna say, is this something that can be seen down the hallway based on the angles or whatever?
Yeah, sure. So you think that looked like some sort of banishment spell?
Oh, he'll be back.
I don't think anything.
Oh.
Great
I'm
comes
not
back.
even
Hey
rolling.
guys, what's
I
going
know
on?
that I know
Four
it.
against, that makes us 4 against 8 plus, or 5 against 8 plus.
So at this point, the Shadow Dancers go. They are rushing up at Beldani, because you killed one of them, and they are not happy about that.
Probably recognize him, huh?
No, they don't know who he is. He's just some
Not all
dude
Shadow
that
Kai know
murdered
each
some of them.
other.
Yes, who the fuck is this guy?
You think all Shadow Kai know each other? You think they listen to the same
No,
music?
No, that's not what I meant. I thought that the Shadar Kai that had been in Isik had him captive. That's what I thought.
No, these are not the same ones. They have no idea
Okay.
who you guys are.
Do all of them look the same to you?
So he
That's not
rushes
what I
up and
meant.
is
I
like,
thought-
I know.
"Ha-ha!"
Giving you a hard
That's
time.
so
Just giving
funny.
you a hard time.
No.
So he takes 3 attacks. I think 2 of them would miss, but 20 versus AC.
20 would just hit.
Alright, so he slashes you with the spike chain, and he is going to attempt to grapple you. I guess there's no check for you at this point. You're just grappled. You have to try to escape it on your turn. Or wait, sorry, deck save.
Shadow dancers.
Deck save first,
Dex
which you
save,
will
okay.
probably make.
That reminds me of the time Z
Yeah.
got attacked by like 20 of these and dodged all of them.
So you take 12 points of piercing damage, and that is it for him. This one yells, "Stay back!" And he is going to... Oh, wait. As a bonus action, this one is going to poof, because I forgot they could do that.
Even in the torchlight?
would
He's
assume
at
he's-
the edges of the torchlight that he did it.
I would assume
Yeah.
he's no longer grappled
Oh.
then.
No, he didn't grapple, he dodged it.
Oh.
That's
where
why
are
he
Theo's
teleported.
dancing lights?
Probably back down the hall somewhere.
Oh, he didn't.
Yeah, I
bring
haven't
them
been
with?
able to
Okay.
teleport you closer yet.
And there
Well, I
are
know, I
torches
know.
in here anyway.
Right,
This
but
guy-
if he said he wouldn't have been able to teleport if there had been enough light. That's all I meant. So I
Yeah,
was
I
just
think
checking where the light sources
It ran
were.
outside
Gotcha.
of the range.
So this guy is going to move over here and yell, "Relic, we need your magic now!" And he's going to take the dodge action. So he is dodging. This guy is going to run over here, and he's going to quaff a potion. Gaining 11 hit points. These four guys back here are going to take aim at Beldani, though you do have cover. Shooting their bows at you. So two of them miss, one of them almost hits. Or actually, no, two of them would hit, and two of them would miss. So the first hit is for 7 piercing. The second hit is for 9 piercing.
All right.
They
I
as well
will.
are going to kind of run over and take cover. Or sorry, were you going to do something in our
I'm going to
response?
just uncanny dodge the second one so that I only take half damage.
Okay, so you sort of roll with the hit, taking less damage. From the back. I was trying to do this before. Where did he go?
He ran back to the Shadowfell.
Fuck that shit, I'm out.
Saw Bell and was like,
Shut
"Oh
up,
nope!"
man. All right then.
He did hear a bunch
pale
of
death is here for me.
explosion.
Don't mind me. Excuse me, please. I'ma just grab my things and leave.
All right.
I always forget that like not everybody actually knows what I'm talking about when I do that. So I'm just gonna we're gonna link that into the Discord because that shit'll change your life.
Everybody should know that song.
This is Arden Relic's response to Baldani boring down on him.
We haven't heard that first name yet in this group, I think.
I don't think so either. I just think that that's what Lou said. No, I guess he just said relic. Yeah.
He said relic, yeah.
Yeah, the guy yelled, "Relic, we need your magic." And so this
I don't think
Shatter
we've even
Kai...
heard of Relic in this group.
Not until
What?
now.
Until
No,
actually,
we've only heard
actually,
the
some
guy
of you,
yelling.
know who this is.
Beldani.
So
Allegedly.
he would look out and kind of see all of you running down the hall. And yell, "What's going on?" And he would see his dead troop and get really angry. He's going to look over at Beldani and
You.
narrow his eyes a bit as he seems like he's kind of pissed off.
Does he look like he's concentrating on a spell at all?
And
Yeah.
actually, I have to look up a spell.
Ooh,
Can I see?
maybe he's concentrating on banishment.
No, he's not concentrating on banishment. Well, it doesn't look like he's concentrating on a spell right now.
I think I can see.
You're 90 feet away.
No, I'm
60. Well, 60 from the edge.
yeah.
Oh, so you're like you're pretty far away at this point.
140 feet.
So he is gonna start chanting as he casts a spell, and then step forward angrily and say, "You would come in here and kill my men," and that's it for him. So he enters the round at the very bottom. So that's it for him. Beldani, what are you going to do?
That's a very good question. Donnie has just disappeared. So the closest everyone else is
60 feet. Well,
this point?
60,
I'm closer.
feet.
We're 60
Are you?
feet back.
I'm gonna be there next turn.
Well,
Right,
but you're
but-
not there.
Right
Yeah.
now.
I'm
Everyone's 60.
40 feet behind you, or 30 feet behind you, or
How did
35 feet behind
Oh,
where you're standing.
a Shadowlord
Yeah.
stride. Yeah, Theo is 40 feet from the
50 feet of
entry.
movement one turn. Yeah. So I'll be there
No,
soon.
he cast that spell before he walked, right? He didn't cast it from where he is now.
Yeah, he cast it and walked forward.
Yep.
I am seeing this. I'm going to use the Blessing of the Raven Queen and pop 30 feet back towards the rest of the party.
All right.
And just shout to them, Shatterkai. The Shatterkai leader has appeared. I think we need to take them out. I've met him before, and he's broken into our vault.
Ready a
That will be my
stab.
turn.
Say less. I'm there for it.
Theo would yell out, "Ready a stab."
All right, and
So-
actually we are at 8:30, so this might be a good time to pause as you all come running down the hallway, and we can figure out what happens next time.
Dun dun.
So give me MVP votes, and we'll wrap up here. Oh wow, it's Tuesday already. I forgot.
The countdown is already going for next.
Only 7 days until D&D.
All right, 4 votes. I think I just need. Who do I need?
Me.
Ivor. So with 3 votes, Beldani, you are MVP. Congrats.
Congrats.
Thanks, everybody.
Hopefully.
After the
don't die.
vampire, there was no more talking.
Nope. I'm like, I can only bide my time for so long.
I know we held you back with Elodie, we held you back with the vampires, but
It's murder time.
Yep.
Alright, well, I hope everyone had fun, and I'll see you next week.
Sounds
Besa was
good.
ready to join you all against the vampires, Belle and Donnie.
it was tense either way.
I was hoping that we would get back to the vault, have a conversation about it. Everybody would say, "Yep, fuck them." We'd go back, kill them. But
Yeah,
here we
It
are.
might happen. It may still happen.
Yeah, we're gonna be like, "Oh, well, fuck these Shadowkai." Also, fuck those vampires.
yeah.
Now, this is
That-
going to be a really tough fight, guys, because we are, like, scrambling, like, being all spread out and
Together
having
now.
only some of our resources and stuff. We are outnumbered, and these guys are tough.
We've only had
Well-
one fight since our last. Well,
2 fights.
No, 3.
yeah, that's true.
Oh, 2, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Well,
we're all
we're
right.
together now,
A lot of our
except-
fights aren't.
I just feel bad because I'm going to be like, sorry, Gray, I don't know where you are.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. And so it turns out you're Somewhere, literally nobody actually knows. So
I ran headlong into combat with the rest of the party, like 120 feet behind me, and Theo, teleported you into the fray, and you're gone now.
Welcome
Yeah,
to
did some teleportation
Tuesday.
shit. Now you're gone.
He'll be back. It's concentration, I think, isn't it? Well, actually,
But we can't see anyone
he's not.
concentrating.
Well, yeah, it could just be an effect.
Have any of the rest of us crossed into the room the way he did?
No.
I'm about to.
Not yet.
And nobody's
He's the only one that ran in so far.
Nobody has been further than Beldani, and nobody has gotten close enough. Nobody has gotten that close to one of those pillars. Those are my two thoughts.
Yeah.
Now,
Sorry,
here's my
that's
thing, though,
too
is
meta.
when but we've been in this room before. We've fought in this room before, in fact, and we disabled some of those pillars. So the fact that they're active again is actually kind of interesting.
We smashed them.
I have actually never been in this room.
Smashed. Yeah.
Not all of us, but the group as a whole.
You didn't fight Malik in this room?
I didn't fight Malik at all.
He wasn't with the group at that
He joined
point.
us later.
I know, it feels like I just belong here. But
yeah, but
I was
wasn't at this room.
correct.
You-
What? Nonsense. Yeah, I've been in this room many times, but no, I've never been in this room before.
So what's Ivor's opinion on killing vampires for being vampires? Or what's
Not
Ian's
for being
opinion?
vampires, but ending other lives and putting their unwanted curse on those who. Yeah.
People who didn't choose to become vampires getting killed for being vampires? What's Ian's thoughts on that?
My
Wait,
thoughts
people
are that
who didn't
I'm
choose
really
to be-
holding out hope that Homeboy has a second in command.
I genuinely like the leader of the vampires. It's like, I had to boost my forces. People see vampires, it's instant kill. Need some protection and stuff.
What are you
Definitely
gonna
willing
do?
to stop all of that if we're given any sort of peace.
It's one thing that I love about the conversations had earlier with this vampire leader is that, yeah, like you said, it brought a lot to the surface in terms of, like, if you didn't choose it, what does that say about you? You know, like, you're not out here trying to kill people. You just
But they intentionally
some
increased
fucking
their
dude
numbers.
captured you
They
and
chose
put you
to
in a
inflict
fucking.
the same curse on other people without those.
Yes,
people.
Miriam, but that's also it comes from the mentality of self-preservation. If you are only one or two or four vampires, because there are only four, and you have a whole bunch of living moving in who on instinct want to kill you, you'll want to boost your numbers some.
Well, I think
No,
really,
I
I think it
Okay,
boils.
me, Miriam.
Yeah.
Me, Miriam understands. Miriam understands what you're saying. Betha, no, not acceptable.
So
It's his choice.
I think
it's his choice.
the if and Grant, I think this can all happen. It just be for philosophy fun because I don't think it will actually come up in roleplay.
Yeah.
But if Betha was captured by a guy, put into a vat, turned into a vampire, and woke up one day and had the choice between letting people kill her because of a situation that she didn't choose, or creating some allies so that way she could protect herself, what would she do?
So if
she would
she
just
still
lie over
has
and die?
capacity, if she still has capacity, then yes, she would die before inflicting the same on another, or ending another life. That's
Wow.
the one tenet that Betha has followed all of.
That's
this
some good
time.
RP.
Yeah.
That's some good RP
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Be like, yep,
That's
I
the
literally
only
do
tenet
choose
that
death.
she has stuck to. Is that if that's the
When
whole
it's your
thing
time
about
to go,
Elodie.
it's your time to go.
Yeah, that's the
feel
whole
like-
thing about Betha's feelings about Elodie. If Elodie is taking control of ghouls that already exist, Betha has no problem with it. If Elodie creates ghouls or ends any life, then Betha is with Beldani on killing Elodie.
Well, that seems like it could actually happen in person in game, so we'll cross that bridge.
Yeah, no, agreed. But Betha has had a very exact tenet on actually ending other life, and we have mostly fought undead and demons and shit. So a lot of times, it doesn't like come to the moral dilemma, but there's a very clear line and very clear tenet that Betha will not pass. So if she was in that situation you described, as long as she still has the faculties of her own brain and thinking and decision making, then no, she would roll over and die before.